for that. Let me start over. We got a big show lined up for you tonight. Welcome in. I reset the whole soundboard and everything else because I thought it was a soundboard issue. We'll get that fixed. When you watch the replay, you'll have no idea what we're talking about. If you like it crystal clear HD, by the way, I have upped the camera quality just a little bit. I hope it doesn't make me look any older. But if it does, keep your opinion to yourself. If it does not, well, you're free to tell me all about it. No, I kid. We got a good show lined up for you today. We're going to talk about the Racoonspiracy, Slop. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not precisely what he called it. He called it something a little different. However, I don't know that we can say what he called it on air, but we're going to get to it. Blake Neff has gone completely unhinged, something that is still on X as far as we know. It was on X before we started the show. I assume it's still there. It is Blake Neff in his natural habitat. We'll go through that. What does it mean? Why did he say it? And was it a mistake? No, I don't think it was. I don't think you can call it a mistake if you leave it up for 24 hours. It's been up for almost 24 hours. And it's still there. 23 hours later, it's still there. He had an hour to edit the post. He did not. Everybody pointed it out. It's been all the talk all day. It sounded very racist to me, to others, and he left it up. No explanation, no apology. I can only assume he did it on purpose. The only thing I can assume that he did it on purpose. Now, I see people saying, where's the sound? I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuning in now, you'll hear me in a moment, and the sound will come on, and it'll be amazing. It'll sound amazing. It'll look amazing. We'll be amazing. We got a lot to do. I want to encourage you. I said this when I first started, and apparently there was no sound. Fed sloppers. It's about to get really bad for you. There's still time to turn and at least take a cautious approach. If you are one of these people sold out on the Fed slop narrative, you still have time to pump the brakes, step back and say, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have all the facts. It's possible there are additional facts out there that have yet to be revealed. And in the coming days or weeks, those will be revealed. And I encourage you, TPUSA insiders, government insiders, anyone who knows more than is public, now's the time to come forward. The last one to the courthouse does not get a very good deal. The first one to the courthouse typically does. If you want to be the whistleblower, now's your chance. That's all I'll say. No hints, no nothing. Now's your chance, Fed sloppers, because it's going to get bad. It's going to get really bumpy out there. All right. With that fair warning, I want to dig into the opening today, and I will warn you, this is going to be hard for me to get through. I saw a story that popped up. An interview that's going to be played this weekend, and it really pulled on my heartstrings. It's a guy that I did not consider not a political enemy, but not a political ally. A guy I agreed with sometimes, a guy I didn't agree with most of the time, it seems like. And he was diagnosed with a terrible condition. And they're going to do an interview this weekend. And I started thinking about it, and after I saw the clip of the interview, I had to run a couple errands today. I left the house, and I'm driving around. No sound, no music, no podcasting, just 10 and 2, driving through neighborhoods. And I just did some hard thinking. And pieces of the opening started coming to me. I didn't know it was pieces of the opening. But by the time I got back home, I thought, there's my opening. That's what I'm going to write today. And I had to sit down and write it, and it took a while. And I will tell you, I had to stop a few times and walk around. So if you are the sentimental type, buckle up. If you're not, check back in about 10 minutes. Because this is your opening statement. And this past December, United States Senator Ben Sasse from Nebraska revealed he'd been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer diagnosis is devastating. It's nearly certainly a death sentence. And not a long one either. Your end after diagnosis typically comes within weeks or months at most after being sentenced to death, essentially. He said at the time, this was around Christmas last year, he said he had around 3 months. That's just under 13 weeks. He was just 53 years old, and he knew he didn't have much time. Time is the most intimate stranger you'll ever know. It lives inside of you. It lives inside every heartbeat. It lives inside every breath. And it lives inside every fleeting thought. But time isn't something you can hold or measure. It has no weight. It has no matter. And you certainly can't bargain with it on any terms but its own. We like to use phrases like having time or making time or killing time. And doing so, we act as if it's some kind of a possession we own or some sort of creature we can dominate. But in truth, time owns us. It moves through us the way a river cuts through the landscape. Time carves its own path. It erodes and deposits all around us. And it never once consults with us. It doesn't ask our permission. And at any given moment, time might feel a little viscous. You have a single afternoon spent waiting for news, a sleepless night of worry, a long drive even through flat farmland. It can make minutes feel like hours. And in those moments, your mind is desperate to speed time up. You're so trapped in the intensity of what's happening in the right now that every second feels excruciatingly amplified and elongated. Pain does this especially well. But so do things like anticipation and boredom. Think back to when you were in school. You stared at a classroom clock near the end of the day. This is an entirely different experience from now being an adult who glances up at the clock and measuring the exact same quantity of time, wondering where the morning went. In the moment, time can seem almost cruel. It has no hurry to it. It refuses to hurry. And yet those same hours compress with unbelievable speed once they've slipped into your memory. Looking backwards across a decade, and the years sort of fold together. They compress into just a handful of scenes. You have birthdays and arguments and maybe a particularly nice quiet evening. You have first steps, last words. The long, slow days of early parenthood, when every night feels endless and every morning arrives too soon. You look back and they blur into a single memory. It's just a memory of exhaustion mixed in with a little tenderness. That summer that dragged on when you were 16 years old? Well, summers are just a brief flash of time by the time you hit 40. It's one of time's quirks. Time slows when you want it to hurry, and it speeds up the instant you leave it behind. We live in many ways in a stretched present, but a compressed past. And this mismatch leaves us constantly surprised by how quickly everything moves. Once a moment's gone, and it's gone with finality. There's no technology, there's no memory, there's no regret that can get that time back. You can't step twice into the same river. And the truth of that grows heavier with age. The particular way a light hit on a particular ball field on a particular spring afternoon. The exact tone of your child's laughter at 3 years old. The specific weight of a hand in your hand during a hospital visit. Those things don't ever come back. They don't return. They're gone. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can have some semblance of what it sort of looked like in the moment, but they replicate the moment. They don't recreate the moment. The sounds, the smells, what's happening just outside of the frame, it's all lost. You can't visit the past. It's a place that's been permanently closed. All we can do is carry forward incomplete memories drawn from imperfect recollection. Time doesn't pause while we argue. It doesn't pause while we sleep. It doesn't pause while we're distracted by your phone screen or ambition or grief. Time continues through the nights you wish would never end, and it forces you to face the days you wish would never begin. Time moves while we're unconscious in surgery, while you're lost in prayer or meditation, and even while entire nations are torn apart in war or even at peace. There are periods like long illnesses, deep depression, even the first month of new parenthood, when you lose track of calendars altogether. The sun still rises. The seasons still turn. The moon still waxes and wanes because time isn't malicious. It doesn't mean you any harm. It actually doesn't care about you at all. Time came before you, and it will outlast you. It will continue long after you're gone. The clocks will keep ticking, but they'll be ticking in empty rooms. The children in your home will grow to adults who they themselves become parents and then eventually grandparents. Empires, kingdoms, nations will rise and fall. The molecules that make up your body that once answered to your name, they'll disperse. They'll become something entirely unrecognizable. Time won't notice the difference. It's not a morbid thought, it's a clarifying one. The continuity of time beyond our individual existence strips away any illusion that the world revolves around you, around your personal and private drama. But time also quietly insists that whatever meaning you must find must be made inside this brief little window you're given. Because that window is going to close, whether you're finished or not. We waste time with a kind of breathtaking callousness. We scroll through endless feeds on social media, and we're looking at other people's curated moments. And our own moments are wasted. We postpone conversations that matter. We don't take trips we've always wanted to take. We withhold apologies we owe. We keep to ourselves declarations of love that maybe you're too proud or too frightened to make. We treat the future as some sort of inexhaustible reservoir that you can always come to and draw from. But we don't realize at the moment that every day spent in distraction is a day subtracted from the total. The wasted time is rarely dramatic. It's just a slow accumulation of small surrenders. Another hour scrolling on the phone, another evening of half attention, another weekend to deferred until things calm down. Well, things rarely calm down. The calm you're waiting for is often just the quiet that arrives when the people we meant to spend time with are no longer around. Nowhere is the scarcity of time more sharply felt than in the years we have with our children. The window is so much narrower than we realize while you're inside of it. From birth till the day they leave for college or leave the house for their own independent life, usually around 18 years. That's fewer than 7,000 days. That's fewer than 1,000 weekends. A pretty significant portion of that time is spent sleeping or in school or hanging out with friends. The hours of genuine, undivided presence actually is quite small by comparison. Toddlers who once clung to your legs, they become teenagers and they close their bedroom doors. The child who needed help tying his shoes one year is asking for the car keys in the blink of an eye. Parents often discover far too late that the phase they found exhausting was also the phase they would later give almost anything to revisit, because the quantity of time is limited. The quality is what you can still choose. Even the very best of intentions collide with the ordinary and sometimes harsh demands of things like work or just fatigue or the simple fact that children grow on their own clocks, not ours. There's a particular ache that comes from realizing how little of that shared time remains. You look at a picture or video of a 4-year-old, and the adult standing next to you seems like a stranger who somehow replaced that little person you once snuggled to sleep. The days of building block towers or reading the same picture book for the 100th time, of answering endless why questions. Nobody announced the end of those days. They simply became yesterday. Then they became last year. And finally, they become a memory that surfaces at unexpected moments and leaves a hollow place in the deepest part of your soul. Time's nature is merciless, but it's also clarifying. It won't slow no matter how badly you want it to. It won't go back no matter how badly you regret it's gone. And it won't wait for us to become ready. It moves with or without your attention, before you arrive and after you leave. The only power we possess is the power to decide inside that narrow span of time you're gifted, what will you notice? What will you protect? And what will you let slip away without a fight? The present moment is the only one that's ever truly yours. You can't get yesterday and you're not guaranteed tomorrow. For now, anyway, it's right here. You can fill it with distraction or you can fill it with attention. Time itself, it's not going to judge the choice. It'll simply continue on, carrying whatever we made of it into the long forgetting that awaits for us all. Former Senator Ben Sasse sat down for an interview with CNN. I'm pretty sure it's going to air this weekend, but they released a short clip of it today. I want to play a little bit of that clip, it's like a 30 seconds of that clip, because it hit me pretty hard when I saw it. I'll be honest with you. It hit me very hard. Let me pull this down and pull this up and play this clip.
I have serious regret about how much I traveled. I would just come back from all my trips and take all the hotel keys and throw them on the floor of a closet in my home office. And all of a sudden it became thousands and thousands of keys. Like, that's a hell of a lot of missed dinners.
And you look at it kind of like forlornly.
I would look at my kids and I felt like they had a chain around their neck with an hourglass. And I was watching the years, the months or the years or the dinners we had left as a family. And I'd look at my kids and I'd see the sand through the hourglass. Like, what the hell was I doing instead of being with you?
Whatever you think of Ben Sasse's politics, whether you agreed with him or disagreed with him, he had hopes and dreams. He had a wife and kids. He had an unbelievably busy career from a very young age. He traveled for most of his career. First, he commuted as a consultant. Then he became a staffer in Washington, D.C. Then he was a part-time professor at Texas, where he traveled back and forth to teach. Then he went back to D.C. as a staffer, where he traveled back and forth to work. Then back to being a consultant, where he traveled for work. And then he was the president of a university, where he traveled to work. And all that was before traveling for his job as being elected to the United States Senate. And his reflections on the true cost of time that he'd lost with his family hit me really hard. I've had the luxury of working from home for most of my career. Not everyone has that luxury. If you're a coal miner in Eastern Kentucky, there aren't a lot of work from home opportunities. Not a lot of coal mines exist in spare bedrooms. The same goes for most employment. But even working from home, I've lost a lot of time. It's easy to do. There's always one more thing that needs to be done. One more thing that needs to be looked up. One more thing that needs to be written down. And time won't judge me for that. But it may punish me for it. And I think at times it already has. And that is your opening statement. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I worry. I think of the decision that TPUSA made to put Eric Kirk in charge of TPUSA. And I think of it in the context of two little kids that lost their 31-year-old father. That's time they assumed they would have in the future. I'm sure Charlie had put off a lot of things trying to, I'll make a big nest egg and then I'll devote all my time to my family as my kids get older. And he doesn't have that. Time did not wait for him. But he left his wife a multimillionaire dozens of times over. And she has the time. She has the time. I don't know why she's not spending it with. I don't know why she's not spending it with. All right, let me switch from that to Blake Neff. Holy mackerel. All right, I told you that was hard to get through. I had to stop 2 or 3 times writing that. Get up, walk outside, sit on the back porch, sit on the front porch, go get something to eat, come back, finish writing. Poor Daisy was like, "Are you ready to go through today's show?" And I'm like, "I'm almost done. Give me another 10 minutes. I'm almost done. Give me another 10 minutes." I couldn't finish the opening. I couldn't get through it. I finally had to just stop it. It ended sort of abruptly at the end because I was like, all right, I'm done. I cannot spend any more time on this. Guys, welcome. I appreciate your time. I do. I appreciate your time. I want to pull up this. I want to pull up this Blake Neff piece because I truly do not understand what has gotten into the TPUSA environment. I don't understand what's gotten into the Charlie Kirk Show. I don't understand what's gotten into TPUSA. I don't understand what's gotten into any of it, frankly. It's like they're madmen. Learning what I learned this afternoon, maybe I understand why they're madmen. Time will tell. Time will tell how that turns out. Let me pull this up. I want to read through it. There's a word in here that was invented. It is a new word to the English lexicon. It is conspiracy slop. That is the word. It's down here at the bottom. Right there at the bottom. Conspiracy slop. A brand new word. Let's read how it got there. Today, the centerpiece of Candace's show is a claim that a Mormon mafia engineered a takeover of Turning Point USA. Well, was that really the centerpiece of her show yesterday? I don't know. Did you watch the whole show, Blake? Because you'd have to watch the whole show to know the turning point, the centerpiece of the show. So I think this is kind of an admission. He's a Standis at heart. He probably has the cup. He probably wears the CIA shirt. He probably has the "I told my priest I would chill" shirt. But I'm going to allow him to have it. Candace rattles off people brought in by Tyler Boyer with the implication that the organization was gradually changed and corrupted while Charlie wasn't looking. That's not really what she said. I'm not going to go back and play it. We're not going to litigate every line here, but that's not exactly what she said. She didn't indicate it was changed while Charlie wasn't looking. She indicated that Tyler Boyer created it in his image, in something he wanted. The funny part of this is that literally everyone she names, Tyler, Terrell Farnsworth, Andrew Cipher, was at Turning Point before Candace herself. What difference does that make? You're making a timing argument, and the timing is totally irrelevant to her point. Maybe they turned it into this. I mean, accepting your initial premise, which I'm not sure we should, but accepting your central premise that it was turned into the Mormon Mafia without him noticing, well, maybe that was done before she arrived. That your statement here is irrelevant to your point, to her point. Candace's first official TPUSA headshot was taken at Terrell's office. Okay. Again, irrelevant. You would think for someone that claims to be as smart as Blake Neff, everyone acts like he's the smartest guy that ever walked. He's really bad at communication. He's not very good at it. We'll get to a particular example of that here in a second. All of them have played integral roles in Turning Point for the past decade. Yes, that's her point. That's her point. That is exactly her point. They have played integral roles in Turning Point. That is precisely her point. Once again, Candace is implicitly attacking Charlie himself, basically claiming his entire life's work was a sham from the beginning. Again, I don't think she's claiming that. I think she's claiming there were essentially two components to Turning Point. There was the Charlie component, and then there was the machine that was created within Turning Point. That machine is what continues. The Charlie part is dead. The Charlie part is the only thing we recognized as Turning Point. We didn't know the machine existed. We hadn't paid attention to the machine. Now that Charlie's gone, the machine's the only thing we see. But it's this last line that gets me, because this last line is still online as far as I know. But that's what she needs to push her narcissistic conspiracy slop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after you post something to X, you have two options. At any point, you can delete it. You can remove it. But within 60 minutes, you can correct it. You can correct it. So, for example, if you meant to type conspiracy slop, you would type that out, and then you publish it, and all of a sudden people are like, Blake. You said conspiracy slop, and that sounds really racist. You go, oh my gosh, you're right. That does sound racist. I should change that. And you would take one of those O's out. Maybe the first one, maybe the second one. Doesn't really matter. Just pull one of them. But if you're going to leave it there beyond the 60-minute window in which you can delete it, amend it, edit it. You can still delete it. You still have that option. That option doesn't go away. At any point, you can go back and delete old tweets. They've been doing that to Charlie for a while. So you could go back and delete it. I suppose there's a third option where you could add a clarifying statement. You could say, hey, oh, by the way, I did not mean to say this. I know this sounds terrible. I would never say this about Candace Owens. This came out all wrong. Please accept my deepest and sincerest apologies. I do believe she's a conspiracy theorist. I do believe she engages in conspiracy slop, but I would never use racially derogatory language towards Candace, and I apologize for that. I hope she accepts it. That option is still on the table. To my knowledge, he has not done any of those three things. None. He's chosen instead just to leave it up. And it's been the talk of the town. Pretty much everybody agrees that looks really bad. And it looks particularly bad in light of Blake Neff's history of being a rabid racist. You remember Blake Neff was originally fired from Fox News and Tucker Carlson's show because he was quoting on a internet message board called Auto Admit. Auto Admit. It's an incel forum. It's where angry men who can't get women go and they vent. And apparently Blake found himself quite at home there. In 2016, for example, he said, and the N-words are always honor students or some bull doo-doo. Okay, nice. In 2020, he said, I'm going to blanket this with allegedly, but I think he's admitted to it. But nevertheless, allegedly. In 2020, June 5th of 2020, he said, black dudes staying inside playing Call of Duty is probably one of the biggest factors keeping crime down. In other words, we know all black dudes are out to kill. And if they're not killing people in public in the streets, they're probably killing people online. And we're thankful that the public crime rate is going down, meaning they're probably just killing people online. That's Charlie Kirk Show producer Blake Neff. June 24th, 2020, not to be outdone. He said, honestly, given how tired black people always claim to be, maybe the real crisis is their lack of sleep. I've known a lot of black people. I've never known them to be narcoleptic, particularly tired. Maybe, I don't know. The fact that Candace Owens runs circles around you ought to tell you it's not a racial issue. And that's not even to mention the 5-year reign of terror Blake Neff led against an Asian administrator at his former university, where he called her an Asian mega shrew, stalked her Facebook page, talked about vacations she took, dates she'd been on. And it was pretty bad. And that's not to mention that thread got revived on September 7th this year. Someone chimed back in on that thread talking again about the Asian mega shrew. Where is she now? What's she doing? Well, where had been Blake up until September 7th? He'd been in Korea and Japan. Kind of ground zero for Asian women. A lot more of them there than at Dartmouth. Makes you wonder if that was him. I don't know for that last one. That's the only one I don't know was him. I think the rest of them he's basically admitted are him. But I raised the issue in light of TPUSA's history with some of the employment decisions they've made over the years. They fired 2 people that I'm aware of for making racist comments. One was one of the basically founders of the organization with Charlie. She was operating as the de facto COO. Someone came across some text messages she'd allegedly sent to a former employee, and she was gone, sort of unceremoniously. And it caused chaos. It was written about in the news. TPUSA was taking a media hit, and they sacrificed her over it. It's funny that obviously she wasn't a true racist at heart, because when she left there, she went from TPUSA to live with Clarence Thomas, who is, last I checked, black, not white. And went on to go to law school and lead a good career. So that was one of the people who had made the comments. Admittedly, comments she shouldn't have been texting at work, but nevertheless, that's what happened. There was another one that was fired for making some racist comments along the way. I can't remember the exact details of that. But it raises the issue of why is Blake allowed to stay? Why is he so important to the organization? Are college students identifying with Blake Neff? Are college students looking at Blake Neff and being like, yeah, bro, that's what I aim to be. I aim to be Blake Neff. I want to be on a podcast where I kind of whine and complain, and I'm like a closet Standis, and then I get on Twitter every night and argue with people. I doubt Blake Neff is really identifying with that many. There was an argument to be made while Charlie was alive. Maybe he found some value in Blake's ability to help prepare him for debates and all that stuff. I question that, but maybe, it's possible. But the reality is Charlie's not with us anymore. It's been almost a year. No one's out there debating anyone. No one's out there running on campuses and doing. So what's he still doing there? What's he still doing there? The reality is we don't know. I want to show one more thing. This came up today. I tried to pull it up before the show started, but Candace's show had not yet processed. And I was waiting for it to process before I pulled it up. Now, all right, here it is. It's still not processed all the way, but we'll play it anyway. I mentioned one time on the show that Candace holds back a lot. And I had a lot of people ask, what does that mean? But Baron, what do you mean by that? And I was like, well, she just does. Like, she knows a lot, and I don't know why she doesn't drop all these bombs. She kind of holds them back, and maybe it's out of a commitment to privacy. Maybe I don't know what it is, but she holds a lot back. And I gave an example of some things she had showed me on her phone, did not violate her confidence, did not tell you what the content of that was at all. But I couldn't understand why she hadn't dropped some of those bombs, because I think it goes right to the heart of all the arguments against her. Well, tonight she did drop some of those bombs, and I will show you just an example of what I was talking about.
His attacks against me, and you are going to be able to judge for yourself what kind of relationship we had. Shockingly, just to be clear, I was working for Ben Shapiro, who's a part owner of Daily Wire, for that company when this was going down. And it was obvious that there was a coordinated effort from the inside post October 7th to begin privately pressuring and smearing anybody who wasn't repeating the narrative that Israel were the only victims, that everything began on October 7th and they had a right to do whatever they wanted. The beginning of the infamous Christ is King and genocide is always wrong scandal when they started swarming. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a swarm, an infestation. So here are the messages.
So read these messages and because we're going to cover a few things tonight. This is a good lead into what we were going to cover tonight anyway. Read these messages and tell me if this sounds consistent with what everybody is screaming at the top of their lungs that Charlie believed until the very bitter end. And that if he said anything at all, he was just blowing off a little steam, but he remained true to the cause till the very end. Just read this with me.
Charlie sent me his tweet defending me. I am genuinely confused why asking questions and quoting Bible verses about peace warrants a call to resign from the Daily Wire. There should be more room in the conservative movement for disagreement. We can do better than this. Charlie then wrote to me, don't resign because it's what they want. I said, I won't. I know. Charlie wrote, Jeremy, boring. He knew exactly what Jeremy was. 100% workshopped this. This is not Ben acting alone. This is a hit. I said, I believe it. I believe that 100%. Also, they are idiots. Charlie then came back and said, this is a C-level hit against you because they think they can provoke you, which was what was happening. They were trying to provoke me to quit. I wrote back, yes. And he said, that's why this is all coordinated. I came back and I said, also Marissa, and I was referring to Marissa Straight of Prager University, is involved. I suspect they always send her out last to talk sense to me. He said, they want you to do a video. Oh my God, I'm out. I'm not going to work for him. I said, I believe it. He said, Marissa Straight, she's part of the tribe. Do not listen to her.
I want to drill in on that line for a second. She's part of the tribe. I'll come back to that in a second. But ladies and gentlemen, if Charlie's texts were being observed, them's fighting words. Them's fighting words. You guys may not know this, but tribe is a slur against Jewish people. Part of the tribe. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to them as members of the tribe. That is not a compliment. That's not a compliment, ladies and gentlemen. That is a slur. Am I saying Charlie's engaging in some sort of anti-Semitic slur? Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's possible. Maybe he didn't mean it quite that way. But man, he had to know what the double entendre was behind that. He might not have known. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's passed. He can't answer for himself. But man, I almost fell off my rocket chair today when she played that clip. And I was like, whoo, she's part of the tribe. Whoa. I couldn't believe it. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'll continue. Oh, and in case you wonder, she is part of the tribe. I mean, in the, like, Ben Shapiro, Jeremy, part of the gang. She is Jewish, though, if you're wondering. She was part of the IDF. She was part of Unit 8200. They're kind of like elite technical forces. So she's there. But maybe, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just saying she's part of the gang that wants to hit up on you. This was not the night before he died. Okay? This is not the night before he died. Oh, no, did I not play it again? Dang it. I've pulled two Barons tonight. I'll back it up. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'll back it up. I apologize. Not my night, ladies and gentlemen. Not my night. If you're tuning in for the first time, it's usually a lot better than this.
He said, they want you to do a video. Oh my God, I'm out. I'm not going to work for him. I said, I believe it. He said, Marissa Straight, she's part of the tribe. Do not listen to her. I said, I know she is. I always know when they roll her out, it's like programming. And this time I stood up to her because I did that time. Did not apologize for saying genocide is always wrong. Charlie said, good. He continues. I've told all the Jews recently to go to hell who try and tell me to stop.
Again, that's the line where I stopped. You guys weren't watching at the time. Obviously, you're watching the side of my head, but that was not the night before he died. Like, we're told it's only the night before he died that he ever vented. He just, maybe had a mini stroke, maybe off his rocker, had too much coffee. He, slept on the wrong side of the bed. I don't know. But this was like a year before he died. Or maybe more. I told all the Jews recently to go to hell who try and tell me to stop. If Charlie's texts were being monitored, and I have strong suspicion that his texts were being monitored. If his texts were being monitored, this is the type of text that would send a flag up the flagpole and put Charlie's life in jeopardy. This is the type of text that would have put his life in jeopardy. Now, does that mean everyone who texts like that, if two low-level political operatives get fired up and say the same? No. But Charlie was the golden boy. I'll show you tonight evidence of that they're still trying to portray him as the golden boy for the cause. This was how he really felt about what was going on at the time.
I said, it's unreal. It's an implicit threat. He said, BTW did the flight workout, okay? I was 40 weeks pregnant, and he was helping me to find a plane last second. And I said, by the way, you are featured in my Tucker interview that just dropped. I defended you hardcore. I forgot to mention that he just dropped it. And he said, thank you. We are on the same team. Screw these people. And I said, around the 20-minute mark. And he said, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Very few of us are willing to stand up to the cabal right now.
To the cabal? Oh, man. Tribe, cabal. Charlie telling them all to go to hell. Guys, honestly, when you see text messages like this, it is liberation of the... I got to be very careful how I word this. when you see text messages like this, it is vindication. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Vindication for the idea that there might have been an interest in taking Charlie out due to his evolving position on this issue. When Tucker said that recently, that, he wasn't killed for his opinion on trans rights, he was killed for his opinion on this particular issue relative to our greatest ally. Oh my gosh, people had a fit. They threw a fit. They panicked. They dropped everything they were doing and immediately launched into attack Tucker mode and see if we can revive Charlie Kirk's legacy mode. Well, guys, this isn't something he came up with the very last second right before he passed away. This is evidence that he was struggling with a group of people and an issue for a very long time. I'm not saying he was right. I'm not saying he was wrong. That's not my point of playing this. My point is they're not being honest about his legacy. They're not being honest about his thoughts. They're not being honest about who he truly was. They're not being honest about the struggles he was going through.
I said, thank you so much for having my back. You know, I have yours. I'm really so disgusted by what they did to you. Years of service to the pro-Israel cause, and no one cares, treating you like you are only as good as what you can do to them. The plane worked out great today. Thank you so much. It made all the difference. This pregnant, LOL, I'm literally 40 weeks. And he wrote, absolutely, we are on the same team. People are waking up and it is finally happening. He continued, it is so transactional. I am repulsed by it. For years, I was called a Jewish shill. And now they say, I am a Hamas agent. Screw them. The game has changed.
So that was a month and a week after October 7th. We got a date on the last one. That was a month and a week after October 7th. It was almost 3 years ago now, but it was right at 2 years, almost under 2 years from when he passed away. I've heard a lot of speculation recently that the plan to remove Charlie might have gone into place a lot earlier than we previously suspected. There's been a lot of speculation that the plan to remove Charlie may have really started in earnest the summer before he passed, so like June, July. I don't think so. Are you guys familiar with a sermon? I can't remember the guy's name who wrote it. Hang on. Jonathan Edwards' sermon, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, is the name of it. You can buy it. You can read it. It's short. Pretty powerful, if we're being honest. I think he was maybe a Methodist preacher or something back in the mid-18th century, like the 1750s, 60s. Jonathan Edwards, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God. There's a line in there about God holding us in his hand. And we're like the spider on the end of a thread of spider silk, and we're being held over an open bonfire. And at any moment, God could open his fingers and let us fall into the bonfire, but he doesn't. But he could. And at any moment, you're just moments away, mere milliseconds away from plunging down. The Greeks had an idea of the sword of Damocles, right? It would be above your head. It was on a very thin string, and it could be cut at a moment's notice. The sword would come down and end your life. You'd never know it was coming. I feel like Charlie was sort of the spider on the end of that spider thread over the open bonfire. He was standing under the sword of Damocles. And he was in that situation for a couple of solid years because of comments like that. I think it's I don't know what just happened. I don't know if I'm still here. Everything just locked up on me. The idea that Charlie somehow was able to have conversations like these and those conversations go without notice is highly unlikely. We jokingly talk about how you make a comment about Titleist golf balls. I don't play golf, but if I did, maybe I have a conversation with a friend and I'm saying, I really like the new Titleist golf ball. Big fan of the Titleist golf ball. I need to get a sleeve of them. And all of a sudden, I get an advertisement from Amazon, from Google, and I'm looking at Titleist golf balls. I've never talked about Titleist golf balls a day in my life. I've never seen an advertisement, but there they are. They're listening. We joke about it, but it's reality. It's what happens. That's what happens. We also joke about the NSA and the FBI eavesdropping on our conversations. Tucker Carlson famously mentioned that he was even on one of the supposedly private apps, Signal, and that he's having a conversation on his Signal app trying to set up an interview with a foreign head of state when he's contacted by federal officials who say, hey, what are you doing? Don't do that. Knock it off. He say, how did you even know? I'm using private app. And then they read him the messages. They saw them. They knew them. They knew what he was saying. We talk about emails. I hear this all the time. People will say, hey, I want to send you something. I'm not going to send it by email, or I'm not going to send it by text. Why? The implication is somebody's watching your email. Somebody's watching your text, either algorithmically through AI or maybe actual organic interference, meaning a human being is intercepting your communications and reviewing them in real time, or at least at some later date. You think for a second they're worried about your humble host? And they're not worried about Charlie Kirk, the golden boy, who they're investing hundreds of millions of dollars into, flying all over the country 300 days a year? They're sending him out with a message. You think they wouldn't be looking at his text messages? You think they wouldn't know what his private thoughts were on these issues? Of course they would. Of course they would. And from that moment on, he's a sinner in the hands of an angry God. He's standing under the sword of Damocles. Any moment, that thing could come collapsing down on him at a moment's notice, because they knew his true thoughts. They knew what he was talking about. They knew what he was telling people about. So I think the plan to remove Charlie probably started much, much earlier. You remember the PBD podcast that he did where he was sitting in front of those what looked like safety deposit boxes, and he's talking about, this is just a couple of weeks after October 7th, maybe a week or two after October 7th. And he's talking about, I think the plan is genocide. And he mentioned the G word, and everyone's like, whoa, you can't say the G word. And he's like, well, that's kind of what they're planning to do. Well, how's that turned out? How was that prediction? It looks pretty good to me. Like it looked like he might have had some inside information, may have known something. But you can't go saying stuff like that in public and then 2 or 3 weeks later texting Candace things like this in private and stay on side with your team. He said it there in the last text that he sent her. I've been called an Israeli shill this whole time, and now they're saying I'm a Hamas defender. Well, yeah. They're saying that because they know your positions. They know what your true thoughts are. I'm going to show you something now that's a little weird, if we're being honest. Knowing what we know about how Charlie Kirk really felt in private and public on this issue in the final, not days of his life, years of his life, the final years of his life, how he felt on this topic, particularly them pressuring him to take certain positions and say certain things. I want to show you a website. This website is called Hear From Us, the Israel Experience. The next best thing to being there. The Israel Experience is an immersive, in-person encounter that brings the land, people, and story of Israel into your community. You can host the experience. You can click a button and host the experience. It gives you a self-guided walk through the story, land, and life. So you can fly over it, you know, in a movie theater, you can, or like on a screen. Then they put a VR headset on you and you can relive a mass attack, a war, a battle. For some reason they think that's a good idea. And then right after that, you go to the kids' discovery space. You can follow the storyline. You see these people here. They've got these masks on, these VR masks. They're watching an attack take place. That's like a kid and a dad. But this is so what is this? Who runs this organization? What is this? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Show Faith by Works effort. We've talked about this work. You can see it down here on the lower left-hand side. Show Faith by Works. The material is distributed by Show Faith by Works on behalf of Israel, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Additional information available at the Department of Justice, Washington, D.C. Well, we made ourselves at home with that information and dug through it. On the website, anytime you have to put this on your website, you can be sure it is, in fact, propaganda. Our posture. We are not lobbyists, and this is not propaganda. If you have to say it, it probably is. It probably is. And again, if you have to give a disclaimer that it is paid for by our greatest ally, then you have to file with FARA. Then by nature, it is both propaganda and lobbying. That's the definition. That's the definition. Like, I don't have to register with them. I'm not taking money from a foreign government to try to convince you otherwise. I'm not trying to propagandize you. We have a self-guided tour. Let's look at the self-guided tour here real quick. Now, it's important to note, not all of this is available on the website if you just go clicking around. Our very own Daisy might have found some additional information on this website that's not available yet. But it's public. It's just not mapped on their website. You can't click and find it. But you start listening to your self-guided audio tours. You click a button, you go to a tent C, and you learn about the people. Then you go to tent D, you learn about the Old Testament. Tent E, the New Testament. Tent F, survival and resilience. Tent G, modern day Israel. Tent S, Survivor VR. This is where you hear the survivor stories from October 7th, and then you keep going on. Okay, well, when you click those stories, what are you going to get? Well, here is the fact sheet. Here is the fact sheet that they hand out to churches who are hosting this event. What is the experience? It is a fully immersive on-site mobile exhibition that brings the story directly to your church or community. 9 modular display tents and a 34-foot exhibition trailer. This is not a fly-by-night operation. A fully self-contained mobile museum set up at your location. State-of-the-art 100-degree theater. Exhibits, displays, curated artifacts, designed for Christian audiences. Brainwashing material. A trained team to manage setup, flow, and guide interaction. A propaganda team. A children's area for younger attendees to indoctrinate them early. On-site security, full event insurance, and yada, yada, yada. So this is kind of the fact sheet of what you can expect if you order up this. Oh, people are not able to read the docs. Just trust me. Just trust me. You've missed nothing so far. You've missed nothing. We have an 8-week study course that you can get if you're not thoroughly indoctrinated on your one-day visit to the mobile tent. You have an 8-week study guide. You can watch, study, listen, reflect. Got all the good stuff here. So this is just sort of an idea of what they're paying for, what they're trying to do. I want you to, this is the articles list. So I'm going to set the scene for you. You go there and you get your little headphones, and you can, as you go from tent to tent, you click on little buttons on a pad or whatever on your phone. You click on little buttons and it'll play through an article for you. So I'm going to show you what these things are. This will give you an idea of what the different stories are. So you go into the thing and you click number 1. Well, number 1 comes up. Why did God choose Israel? Okay, fair enough. So then you go to number 2 here. Why does the Torah matter to Christians? All right, yeah, we're good. Number 3. How is the Jewish Tanakh different from the Christian Old Testament? All right, gotcha, Roger. And it's just things like this. Why does the Western Wall still matter today? Okay, now let's slide down to number 13 here. I don't want to build too much suspense. So 11. How did Israel win the 1948 War of Independence? Okay, got it. Number 12. What is replacement theology? This is a made-up term that doesn't exist, but whatever. Watch number 13. Lucky number 13 here. Watch what you'll never believe what pops up in light of what we just talked about. Hear from Charlie Kirk. In the midst of all this, whatever this stuff is, I don't know. You might like it, you might not. I don't particularly care. But why are we hearing from Charlie Kirk? Why is that a thing? Now, keep in mind what we just read in his text messages, what he's thinking. Keep in mind everything we just read, everything he's thinking. This is the video. Now, all this stuff is wildly out of context, by the way, but watch this video.
If you bless Israel, you will be blessed. If you scorn Israel, you will be scorned.
I have a heart for Israel. It made me a stronger Christian in a way I can't even tell you, right?
That's the appearance where he went on to say, oh, and they're engaged in the G word. That's what we think's coming. I mean, they're taking these things so wildly out of context. I'm not going to play the whole video because it's just a minute and a half of that. Taking him out of context. Because oftentimes what he would do is when he would lobby a criticism, he would first give a declaratory statement. I love the place. Some greatest place. I've been there twice. Loved both times. However, what's happening is blah, 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 blah. And he would go on and list all the reasons why he was frustrated with the current situation. They cut all that part out, obviously. They cut all that out. Here's the PBD clip they used. I'm going to quote from it. I'm not going to sit here and play it, but I'm going to quote from it. The clip they use says, and I have a heart for Israel. I can tell you what it did. It made me a stronger Christian in a way I can't even tell you, to be able to see where our Lord rose from the dead. That's the clip they used. Here's what he said 4 minutes before. This is the part they didn't use. But the fact is now Bibi and the Israel hard right government has a mandate. I got to be careful the way I say this. They're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. I mean that, and I don't use that term lightly. Okay, they're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people. They didn't play that part. They didn't play that part. They played the other part. They played the part he said 4 minutes later. Why didn't they play that part? That part seems pretty relevant to the context of what you're trying to tell us he meant and said, right? Well, sort of. Sort of. And so we get an idea of all this money coming into the country. Before I go to this next part, I just want to ask you a question. If Russia or China or, I don't know, Gaza was spending, Iran was spending tens of millions of dollars on this type of an operation, don't you think people would lose their mind? Russia spent like $25,000 on Facebook ads during an election season, and there was a multi-year investigation, and they tried to impeach the president. Like a few tens of thousands of dollars. They actually tried to impeach. They did impeach the president. They didn't convict him, but they did impeach him. Can you imagine if they were spending $100+ million on this effort? Can you imagine if they were, well, what else were they doing? We'll show you. Because it wasn't just that one organization. It's not just Show Faith by Works. There's also a company called Bridges Partners. Bridges Partners. We've heard the joke often about the $7K per month or per post or whatever. Here's where it comes from. This is where that came from. Let me zoom in because you guys complained I wasn't in tight enough last time. This is where that came from. You'll see the invoice right here. So this is the invoice for the Esther Project. The Esther Project. Influencer campaign. Initial payments for production and influencers. Concept development with each influencer. Begin matching with Israeli content partners and writing initial post. $60,000. They're paying influencers to write posts. Development phase for influencers in production. 5 to 6 influencers begin creating content, begin onboarding additional influencers, post volume approximately 25 to 30. So 30 posts net $140,000. And they say that the podcasters are making too much money. What? You could get 140 grand for 30 X posts? That's a pretty good deal. A pretty good deal. Payment for influencers production, 3 to 4 additional influencers begin. New Israel connections created, post volume approximately 25 to 30. So 30 posts, $200,000. That is ludicrous amounts of money per post. This is just one invoice. This is just one invoice that we have. Payments for influencers in production, 3 to 4 more influencers activated. Activated. That's what you talk about an agent. You activate them. A military member, you activate them. Further expansion of content partnerships, post volume approximately 25 to 30, $250,000. Here's a final influencers in production, 3 to 4 more activated, post volume 25 to 30. So we've got 4. Let's call it 4. Let's do lowest number. 3, 6, 9, 14. 14 influencers. Like, I don't know, what's that? $500,000, $1 million? It's a lot of money. $750,000, maybe more. You know, you start putting it together, you got a real income coming in. That's where we got that idea. That was from Bridges Partners. Well, we got a supplemental statement from Bridges Partners. And on the supplemental statement, we actually get some specifics. We get some specifics here. For example, is this the one that had the bot thing on it? Hold on. No. No. Okay. We get a breakdown of particular dollars spent to particular organizations. This gives you an idea, again, of how much money's flying around in this operation. You want to know why some people all of a sudden have a great interest in this topic? Look at some of this money floating around. Wholehearted Love LLC. We believe that top line right there is a podcast. There's a podcast out there called Wholehearted Love. I can't state with certainty that's what it is, but how many organizations do you know are called Wholehearted Love? That podcast, they gave him $4,500. We have no idea why. We don't know if it was an advertisement. We don't know if it was like, hey, will you book our guest? Then you got this D3 Entertainment, segmented audience marketing, $25,000. Candor Marketing, 11. Then this Roll Up and Roland Samuel Lopez, it's all the same person. 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 4,000, 10,000, 5,500, 3,000, 3,100, 54. Again, this is just one invoice that we've gotten our hands on. Just one more invoice that we've gotten our hands on. Oh, I'm being told it is the podcast because we now have the LLC filing. Owned by 2 Christian influencers named Caleb and Stephanie Rouse. I don't know them. They offer Christian counseling. They also offer foreign propaganda. Pick your poison. Pick your poison. We've got this guy. This is Candor Marketing. This is the guy who runs it. His name is Nick Hurst. He's on one of the list of people getting money. We have no idea why. This is him here. He is a preacher. Why are foreign governments paying our preachers who wear skinny jeans? If I go to a church and the preacher has a print on his jeans, I am leaving. That's it. That's all I need to see. Goodbye. Goodbye. But he's a preacher. Why are we paying a preacher 5 figures of foreign propaganda money? Why? Roland Lopez, John Groves. John Groves gets $8,000. John Groves looks like a preacher. Why is he getting money? What's going on? Why are we paying our preachers foreign propaganda money? When you show up at your church, you hope that the preacher is preaching his conscience. It's not an advertisement for some foreign government. That's weird. If my preacher's on the payroll of China, I don't want to be there. If he's on the payroll of Iran or Russia, I don't want to go. If he's on the payroll of our greatest ally, Miss me. I don't want to be there. I'll see you somewhere else. Now, that was just the second organization. We had Show Faith by Works. We had Bridges Partners. Now we have Targeted Communications. Let me pull this up here. Targeted Communications. Why is it so small? There we go. Oh. I'm trying to find the amount on this. Here's another invoice we get. Jeepers creepers, Mr. Peepers. You'll have to trust me. I'm rolling it up a little bit because there's an address on there, and I'm not 100% sure if it's a home address or a business address. But this is a Targeted Communications on behalf of our greatest ally, U.S. Strategic and Creative Consulting. This started in January of last year and went through the end of September. $1.5 million. $1.5 million through the first quarter. Another $1.5 million there. Another $1.5 million there. Then we've got advertising after Charlie passes. October, November, December, $1 million, $1.5 million, $1.2 million. A lot of money flowing around in this issue. When you see the engagement, when you see your favorite podcaster and all of a sudden all they can do is talk about it. I've seen this. We have one that's an enemy of, friend of the show. He's a friend of the show. But it doesn't matter what you're talking about. He's like, oh, you saying it's Jews? You saying it's Jews? I'm like, what are you talking about? No one's ever mentioned the Jews. It's not something we talk about. Why are you so obsessed with it? Well, maybe, I don't know, but maybe we know. Yeah, it's in Euro dates. Euro trash. Oh, excuse me, my European friends. We don't say that here in the United States. We don't mean that. We don't say that. We would never, ever, ever say that. We have a supplemental filing here. So what happens here is every time these organizations have contact with the media, they have to report it, in theory. This particular organization did. So we're able to look and see all the contact they've had with media. So on Fox News, 21 days after Charlie passes, they're trying to do a media pitch. The next day, they're on CNN trying to do a TV booking, PR management. CNN and Newsweek, TV booking. The day after that, Fox News, by text, media pitch. A couple of days later, CNN, TV booking. A couple of the same day, Newsmax, TV booking. News Nation, TV booking. CNN, TV booking. CNN, TV booking. CNN, TV booking. CNN, TV booking. The Beebster, BBC, The Beeb, TV booking. News Nation, TV booking. This is all just in the first week of October. Fox News, Fox News, Fox News, BBC, TV booking. Now we go into week 2. CNN, NBC, News Nation, BBC, Fox News, News Nation, Fox News, ABC News, CNN, Newsmax, BBC, NBC News, CBS, Bloomberg, News Nation. If you watch any of these organizations, if you read any of these organizations, this is who is providing their guests. This is who is providing the guests. You just look at it. Fox Business, Fox News, Daily Wire, Fox News, New York Post, Daily Wire, LJ World. I don't even know what that is. But you just read on and on. It just keeps going. Just keeps going. Fox News Radio, Houston, Fox News Radio, LA, California Post, Southern California News Group. And then the payments for all that work, they got 1.5 million, $500,000, 1.5, more than a half, 1.5, 1.5, almost 3, a total of $10 million. Total of $10 million. And then this is their advertising. They advertise $7,500 with the Daily Caller. They spend all this money on advertising. Breitbart News, $40,000. Well, is Breitbart News going to give you honest reporting on this issue? Maybe. Maybe not. We already knew Daily Wire wasn't, so that's wasted money. They were going to say that anyway. X Corp, X, almost $700,000 to advertise on X. And then down here, you've got another $240,000. It's almost $1 million to advertise on X. One wonders, are they advertising through the traditional platform, or is this money being spent to creators to advertise? Like if you pay some podcaster and he's out there on X promoting your cause, is that part of that payment? How does that work? How does that work? Here is the website. Well, I won't show that. Oh, this is a good one. So one of the places they spend a bunch of money is this K Creative, right? It's K Creative. This is a good way to figure out why your feed often looks the way it does. You remember after the White House Correspondents' Dinner event? Look at that. Control the narrative. You remember after the White House Correspondents' Dinner event, there were like 40 social media influencers, all with the same message. Got to build the ballroom. This is why we need a ballroom. Don't tell President Trump he can't have his ballroom. Stand down on the ballroom. Well, that's what K Creative specializes in. You want to see an example of it? I'll show you. They're proud of it, by the way. They're proud of it. They show actual examples of their things. And notice who's in here. Benny Boy Johnson. Look at that. Here's 24 straight minutes of Democrats denying election results. Why didn't the Republicans DA prosecute them? Clay Travis. Here's 24 minutes of Democrats denying election results. When will these crimes be prosecuted and all these Democrat politicians be arrested? Libs of TikTok. Here's 24 straight minutes of Democrats denying election results. Whatever you do not share this. They're bragging. They're bragging. And then they have all these different examples of all these different stories. This is why it looks that way. This is why your social media feed looks the way it looks. This is why you scroll and you say, why are 10 people talking about this today? They're bragging. It's an advertising campaign. They're bragging that it's an advertising campaign. Now, we got yet another one. This one's good. This is probably my favorite one. This is the one I've been waiting to get to. I've been scrolling past the other ones in order to get to this. All right, this is a company called, what are they called? SKD Knickerbocker. You gotta be careful how you say that. Mr. Transcript, it's Knickerbocker, like the New York Knickerbockers. SDK Knickerbocker, LLC. They will tell you right here they are contracting with a foreign principal. We know who it is. It's our greatest ally. We scroll. What are we doing here? All right, here's the execution. A lady named Jasmine Hook signed it. What exactly are we trying to accomplish? This is my favorite one, by the way. Stagwell. We're going to do some PR support. We got some services here. Service provider. That's the company that's going to provide the services. Check this out. One of the things they have agreed to do, service provider will develop a bot-based program on various social media channels. For example, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, that floods the zone with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs pro-Israel message. Do I need to make that even bigger? I want you to see this. It's this little 4 right here. They're flooding the zone with bots. Bot-based program on your favorite social media channel that floods the zone with pro-greatest ally messaging. That's what they are paying for. That's what this company agreed to provide. So when you get on X, when you get on YouTube, when you get in the game and you're on social media and you see this, golly, what is going on here? It's too much. My zone is being flooded. I'm in the zone and the whole zone is flooded. It's not organic. The posts aren't organic. We just saw Benny Johnson engaging in one of those campaigns. They used him as an example of how effective their campaign is. Notice how he says the exact same thing everybody else said. Benny, that's not a compliment. That means you're a hack. It means you're a paid hack. You're a, what do they call it when someone pays and they exchange services? Maybe you take your clothes off and you take payment and you provide a service and then you go home. There's some word for it. Starts with a P. Rhymes with prostitution. You're an admitted prostitute. You're an admitted prostitute, Benny. I mean, guys. Luckily for us, they have to disclose this stuff, or at least they're supposed to. And to some extent they have. I don't know how long they'll continue to comply with these disclosure requirements. I don't know. But did Benny Johnson disclose he got paid for that tweet? When 40 people the night of the White House Correspondents' Dinner all tweeted about it's time to build the ballroom, did any of them disclose having been paid for that? Shouldn't they? You know, if I take an advertisement from a beverage company, some energy drink, and I tell everybody how great the energy drink is, if I don't disclose that I was paid for that tweet, that's a violation of the terms of service. I can be kicked off for life. I could be demonetized and banned from X for doing that. YouTube, same thing. You know, I jokingly talk about goat water all the time. It's great. If goat water ever started paying me and I didn't tell you and I kept just the shtick up, oh, I love goat water. Goat water is the best. Everybody should go buy goat water. If I got paid any kind of remuneration at all, say that right? Any kind of money whatsoever coming in, any kind of compensation, they sent me free bottles to try. If I don't disclose that, I could be kicked off the site. Why is it any different if you're acting on behalf of a campaign like that? Why aren't they being questioned? Why, when your profile, Benny, is on the page bragging about the effectiveness of the advertising campaign and that you were a part of it, and you didn't disclose? I don't think he disclosed it. Why is X not investigating it and saying, well, Benny, did you get paid for this? It looks like you did. Libs of TikTok, did you get paid for this? If you got paid for this and didn't disclose it, that's a violation of our terms of service. Here's a warning, or you're off, one or the other. I wonder about that with some of these podcasters and their content and their attacks on certain other podcasters. Are you being paid to attack me? Are you being paid to attack Candace Owens? Is someone giving you something of value in exchange for that? Because if the answer to that question is yes, you should disclose that. You absolutely should disclose that. I got to show you this. We got a couple of new hats coming in soon to the merch store. We've got the world famous Bad Cop hat that's coming and a new Bull Butter hat that's coming in Bull Butter yellow. Bull Butter yellow. So we got the Bad Cop hat. Look how nice that is. And the Bull Butter hat. That's a nice hat there. That's a nice hat there. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming soon. I also want to show you we have a few new items in the merch store as of today that are already in there. We have this new Allegedly shirt available in ladies V-neck and regular unisex tee there. If you scroll down a little bit more, we have a new grand jury shirt for members of the grand jury and a whole bunch of other stuff. Man, it's great merch store. We got great stuff in here. RBP mug with the black inside. We got a ladies white tank there. Good stuff. Our Christ is King stuff at the bottom. So if you've ever wanted to update your merch game, now is an excellent time because we got some new items in there that really, really look sharp. And the hats will be added here before too terribly long. So, RealBaronPodcast.com, click the merch button, go down, click view all, and you'll get taken to the full merch store. If you've liked the program, feel free to click like. Go ahead and check and make sure you're subscribed. I know some people say they thought they were subscribed. They've been unsubscribed. It actually happened to me. I was subscribed to Trigger Smart, have been for months and months and months. I was watching them one day and I was like, why didn't I get a notification? And I clicked on it. I'd been unsubscribed. I don't think I clicked anything. If I did, it was by mistake, but it was a good opportunity to go back and resubscribe. So it happens, ladies and gentlemen. It absolutely happens. So just double check that you're subscribed if you think you are. If you're not, go ahead and click the subscription button. While you're there, you can click the down arrow. You get notifications. Click all. You should get all our notifications. And if you'd like to join the program, get access to the members content. We did a member show yesterday, for example. We'll do another. We do about one a week, one member show a week. They typically last a couple hours or more. They're fun. They're a lot of fun, actually. More fun than the regular shows, if I'm being honest. But they're more laid back. I'll say that. Much more laid back. But the you can click on the member show, and it's a nice way to support the program with a monthly contribution to the cause. So you can check that out as well. Other than that, I'll roll through some of your comments. I'll get to as many as I can. Baron. If they take out Lance Twiggs before trial, will his video testimony stand up in court? No. You cannot introduce testimony that was not cross-examined. Can Frank's FaceTime call be subpoenaed? I would think so. Christ is king indeed. Indeed. Thank you. Baron, please share hearing aid info. Hearing aid info? You're asking which ones I wear? I have them in my bag. They're in my room. I wear a brand called, I'm not sure exactly which one it is. Hold on, let me look. I don't know. I think these are all the chargeable ones. I wear the ones with a battery. I like the battery better than the rechargeable ones. But it's Jabra. That's the brand I wear. You wear the brand that works best for you. Don't go buying hearing aids because someone told you to. Buy the brand that works for you. But yeah, I wear Jabra, and they're great. They interface with my phone. They work. They tune to my. I have some earbuds that tune to the same hearing loss. They sound great. Baron, Christ is king indeed. Didn't smoke any joints today. Well, that's good news. We'll make it 2 days in a row tomorrow, Kyle. You crew creator got a tip that Tyler Robinson has partial paralysis of his leg and limbs. Would be impossible for him to sprint across the roof. Have we seen Tyler walking at all in the courtroom? I don't believe that tip because I have asked through an intermediary, a member of his family, close family, if he had any health maladies that would prevent him from walking, change his gait, or anything like that. And I was told no. So whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I'm just passing on what I learned. Pre-show feels like waiting in line for my favorite concert. I hope it delivered. Not as loud. But I hope it delivered. Breaking ATF finds no DNA matching Blake Neff on treadmill at his Phoenix home. Sources close to Neff say they're not surprised. No, he looks like he's on methamphetamine lately, or maybe Wegovy. Maybe he's taking what's the new one everybody's taking? It's the 3 thing. Whatever it is. He might be on some peptides. I'm not sure. Looks like he's Skeletor lately. Great interview, Baron. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're talking about the one on Redacted. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I was working right up till showtime, and did not have a chance to watch it. But I will tonight. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing because I don't like watching myself. But I'll watch a couple. There's a couple bits I want to see how they came out. And they're towards the end. So I'll probably fast forward and watch the last 20 minutes. Hey, Brad, I changed my ringtone on my hubby's phone for me to meow after you were saying that the other night. Oh, that's sweet. You tell him, well, I'm not going to make the joke. Joke just left the building, ladies and gentlemen. No sound. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'll trim all that out. In the replay, you won't see that. Oh, no, Ben put out a hit on Baron's mic. That's stupid video. Yeah, sorry. It won't happen again. Well, it might. As my daughter says, it's Baron time to talk about Charlie Kirky. She's smart. Confirmed, Muted B is still my intellectual crush. Well, Garrison, thank you. I'm a little embarrassed by the sound snafu, if we're being honest. This is now Dean pulling the ultimate Baron. There's no doubt. And it wasn't the only Baron we pulled. Thanks, Daisy. Yeah, Daisy saved me there because I was at a loss. Today marks 5 months being a member of the grand jury. Christ is king indeed. Tessa, welcome in. Just remind you didn't have sound, but whatever you were saying was serious. Christ is king and love your show. Keep telling the truth. We will. I am serious, though. Things are about to get real. Run. Don't walk to the local lawyer's office. It's about to get real. Run. Don't walk. That's all I'm going to say. Do not cut that out. Best part of your podcast is you show how human you are. Oh, thank you. The problem is I just wonder about the distribution angle of it, because a lot of times your distribution depends on how your transcript comes out on your first 3 minutes. And if 90 seconds of me are like, that won't come out real. Topless sound checks prevent situation like this. Ma'am, that was an accident. It was a long time ago. He is such a racist pig. Vomit from dumb side. Daisy 1, correct? So glad you pulled a bear and needed a good laugh. Still high IQ, though. Well, it was not the highest IQ moment we've ever had. Hey, Baron, when you used the name Gwendolyn yesterday, I gasped. That's my name, and no one ever uses it. Thanks for that, especially when you and Daisy. Appreciate you and Daisy so much. Gwendolyn. I don't even know why I came up with it. Hold on. No, there's not. There's a CrossFit workout called Gwen, but it's not Gwendolyn. I was wondering if it was really Gwendolyn and everyone just called it Gwen. But no, it's just Gwen. It's a good workout. Cool workout. Evening, Baron. Had to check back in and see my profile pic one more time on screen before you get too famous for us plebes. Love you mucho. Let me zoom in on it there. What are you making coffee? What are you doing? I can't see. Looks like you're busy, though. Very busy. Something going on in that pic. Turning point, in the words of the great CK, prove me wrong. I thought the tongue-eating louse got you. No. None of that. B for Super Chat, theme for my besties' Bach party. Is Brits last night Bach party? You sit around listening to classical music from Germans? Is there a Wagner party coming up next? What's a party?
It's batch, like bachelorette party.
I feel stupid. Yeah, sorry. Batch party. Gotcha. That's like Bach party. What a boring party. I mean, Bach's dope. Don't get me wrong. I like Bach. He's fine, but, more of a Vivaldi man myself. Brits last night of independence. Patriotic. Should I be Candace or the King VP? Sponsor me? I can't sponsor you. I don't know. Either would be funny. It'd be funnier if anyone knew who you were. Charlie is in this fight with all of us. Christ is king indeed. Love you. Love Candace, and you're incredible. Oh, but you don't love me. You only love her. That's okay, though. I'll allow it. Thank you for everything that you do. My mom is 78 years young, and she watches both of you now. I'm glad I can be of service. Welcome in, my Michaela's mom. Daisy saying, hold, please. Love you, my B. What makes a great man is being surrounded by incredible women. You're blessed, deservingly so, because you are a good man. Christ is king. Indeed. Notice I emphasize that. Get the point across. Thank you, Jess. Gary and company should be furious. They're being made to look like fools. Yeah, they're going to look like fools. Really stupid before long. Oh, man. So stupid. $4K HD crystal clear, Baron. Love the new equipment. It's a yes for me. Thanks for all you put into this show for us on the daily. You're so appreciated. Daily, too. I forgot that we were coming through in high definition. We are broadcasting in 4K. I don't know if it goes out in 4K. I don't know if there's like some limitation on YouTube or whatever, but it's coming. It's going into the computer in 4K. I know that. Blackline Brief has had Charlie's old cameraman coming out talking about his experiences, and they are playing clips. Prayers from Texas for your family. Christ is king indeed. I haven't caught up with that and didn't catch that. Living the RBP high IQ life. Oh, thank you. Blake Neff is just trying to distract from the narrative in his own racist way. I wondered if he did that on purpose. And then he'd be like, oh, it was a total accident, you sickos. Asian Megastrew, really? B. It was a quick clot trauma gauze, not CK shirt. Navy Corpsman here. 2 pumps to Afghan. Used gauze with gunshot wounds, IED blasts. BH Brian Harple, SEAL, would have shoved the gauze into CK's injury. We get burn particles on it in the process. I will allow gauze. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know that Candace knows what it is. I think she's just throwing out tips she gets that may or may not be accurate, but I'll allow it. Why does it look burned? That's what I don't understand. Why does it look burned? that just the way gauze looks? I've never had a vicious injury like that. Someone asked for the P.O. box address. There you go. And I should get by there to. I got an errand to run in the morning. I have an important meeting to be at in the morning. But I'll still be back for the show tomorrow night. But I have an important meeting to be at in the morning. And I don't know how long it'll last. Wonderful opening. My uncle passed away too young from pancreatic cancer. Oh, gosh. I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that. Claiming number 2 fan from Philly. They don't want any smoke. I listen to you while rock climbing. Go back. Christ is king indeed. Hold on to the rocks. Hold on to the rocks. Let your humble host be your secondary consideration. Don't multitask. We talked about that in the member show yesterday. That's a hot button issue I did not know existed. Your intro music came on today, and my fiance started giving me a suggestive dance and said, stop. Christ is king. He also says the color is great, and detail on your face is excellent regarding new equipment. Thank you. It's the same equipment. It's just a new setting. I finally went in and updated the settings. I liked broadcasting in 720, but I was getting a lot of complaints about stuff I was showing on the air, and it's fair. That's fair. So I upped the game. Great interview on Redacted today. Thank you. Natalie was great. She was fantastic. She's a good interviewer. Hey, Mr. B, content wins, not the filter. High res just shows your authenticity, and we love you for it. Keep going, Max. Sister in Christ. Christ is king, indeed. Yeah, but I've got 46 years of wear on this body. It ain't as good as I once was. Hey, B, what advice would you give someone married to a spouse who daily asks those same Fed Slop questions as Joe when Candace comes up? Funny, he will watch you, though. Christ is king indeed. If he's watching, he's probably just messing with you. Do you make him call you I Heart Candace at home? Because that would be the ultimate flex. Sir, you want my services? It's I Heart Candace. I am a Northeastern conservative, Nebraska conservative. I've never voted for Sass due to his crooked political trade-offs that have hurt Nebraskans. Hope he's repented, and I wish the best fight in the final day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he wasn't the worst politician in the world, but he certainly wasn't the best. He was only there like 8 years. I don't think he even served 2 full terms. But he, maybe he did. Maybe he was there 2 full terms. I don't think he was, though. Maybe. But I wouldn't wish that on anyone, honestly. Hey, B. Hey, my B. Just met someone here in Tulare County, California. That's a follower of the High IQ outfit. Your reach is growing across the USA. Great job, Aaron. Christ is king indeed. Oh, we'll be as big in California one day as we are in the Balkans. That's hard. It's going to be hard to get there, though. Opening statement has me depressed now. Thanks, B. Baron. Christ is king. Justice for Charlie. Well, it's not supposed to be depressing. It's supposed to be motivating. I don't think it's a coincidence that CK's last show featured Ben Shapiro, and Ben's first episode after CK's death opened with My Friend Charlie and Pick Up the Bloody Mike. Insider publicity, IMO. Maybe. My late husband was diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer at age 54. Gave him 2 months. He died 7 weeks later to the day. Oh, God. 16 years ago. Wow. Today would have been our 38th anniversary. Still miss him. I bet you do. Christ is king indeed. I bet you do. Regarding Losi building drop, TR dropped 11.2 feet at 18 miles an hour. With his stature and untrained, carries 60% risk of severe injury impact. Trained man, less than 10% risk. Well, that explains the car in the parking lot rolling up on the scene. If you got a 1 in 10 chance of going down, even being trained, and a 6 in 10 chance if you're not. About that drop, it's kind of embarrassing, but I fell from a rope in May of 22 in a CrossFit gym. I was near the top. I was like maybe 2 feet from the top. Grip failed, down I went. And I remember on the way down thinking, bend your knees, land soft. Like I had time to think. It was like, the world goes in slow motion in a crisis. It kind of went like that. And I was fine, except I landed on the tail, the rope tail that comes down. And I landed and my leg went sideways and the full weight of my leg came on and my foot actually went out, not in. It went out. And it just destroyed my leg. Broke both of the bones, the tibia and the fibula, broke another bone in the foot. It was horrific injury and a horrific recovery. And my foot, there's a picture, my foot just kind of hanging off my leg. It was so gross. And I remember when I went to the ER, they had to sedate me, but keep me awake because I wasn't going like into surgery that night. They sedated me and put the foot back on. And I remember it. And actually, the audio is on this phone somewhere because I knew I was going to be out of it, and I wanted to hear it. I was kind of morbid and sick that way. And so I clicked the notes before they hit me with the shot, and I clicked the notes. I clicked the audio, and I started hitting record. And it was like a 45-minute recording before I came to enough to turn it off. And I went back and listened to it, and all you could hear is me going, ugh. Apparently it hurt. So yeah, I'm aware of the risk of falling. Trust me. That was a long recovery, by the way. Your humble host is back, though. He's back. Hey, B, you liked my comment on Impractical's post saying something dumb about you, and I felt like I leveled up. Does that mean we're friends now? Besties. BFFs. Yeah. Must have been a good one. I don't like a lot on Twitter. That must have been a good one. Any thoughts on the NDAA Section 219, connecting our military with our greatest allies, passing in the Senate? Too late to stop it now. Probably, I would guess. I can't imagine the president's going to veto it. He said he was, someone said the president and the Department of War were against it. I don't know. Then don't implement it, After my 43-year-old brother passed New Year's of 24, time has become something I'm thankful for. Time every day. I'm also looking forward to the day I get to go home. Thanks for the great opening. Christ is King. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. I attended the funeral of a dear friend just a few hours ago. Time is precious. However, God is good and Christ is King. This brings me great peace. Yeah, it should. It should help sharpen your clarity. Knowles would be worth your time. He would be a huge influence on lots of fence sitters. Also, Tyler talks about the future a lot for a guy planning to go down in a shootout. His messages are schizo. Well, I don't think they're his messages. Knowles worth my time? What does that mean? Like I should reach out to Knowles? A beautiful opening statement might be, please write a book. Oh man, it takes me so long just to write a 1,000, 1,200 word opening. I don't even know how many that clocked in at. I still have it up. Let's see how many words that was. Hold please. How many words is that? Oh, 1,700. Man, I didn't realize it was that long. I don't know about a book. A podcast. Podcast all the time. There'll be a lot of writing on top of all the podcasting. He's got the tattoo. He's a brother. Comment haunts me. It's known in LEO world that matching tats equal corruption. Military is different, of course, but that specific wording gives me icky vibes. I've never heard of that. Perfect message for today. Lost my cousin today. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Sorry to hear that. Outstanding OP, Mr. C. Thank you. Oh, thank you. 2 major surgeries coming up with 3+ month recovery for each. Struggling to find a way to cover bills, costs, fundraising efforts failing. Please pray for me. Christ is King indeed. We will miss trouble. If that is your real name. The Lord knows who we're praying for. The Lord knows. Pray, please. I have lupus, having seizures and cognitive decline. I'm 55. My youngest is 14. They think it's NPSLE. God is in control, but I'm scared. Oh, man. I'll pray for you as well, fifth gear fanatic. Biking or driving? I'm not too familiar with lupus. I have no idea what NPSLE is, but I will pray for you. Regarding your opening, we get too used to texting instead of speaking to each other. Yeah, I have a friend that calls all the time. He doesn't text all that much. He calls. And when you're not used to people who call, when you get a call, it's like, do I pick it up? Like, I don't know what to do here. I'm waiting for the phone that comes out that doesn't have a call option. Or you can turn the call option off. Like, I don't want to be called. Don't call me. No, that's not true. I don't mind calls. You get so few of them when the phone rings, you're like, what is that? What is this a scam? If TR Patsy, wouldn't they have eyes on him at all times? Why let him do stops and drive to get a steak, etc.? Good question. Do you think AK made CK be on with BS the day before the Big Bang to spin the friend narrative? It's crossed my mind. B, the opening broke me. 16, 3, and 2-year-olds also care for ill father. Time is always running out these days. That's going to be a persistent theme, Mama Bear. It's going to be a persistent theme going forward. I'm holding a grandchild several days a week. It goes fast. I'm one fan from Elk Ridge, Utah. Appreciate your honesty and not giving up on finding out who killed Charlie and why. Would love to see justice to those involved. Oh, I think we're getting there. I do, honestly. I think it's going to be a big couple weeks coming up. Would not want to be a Fed slopper today. With a daughter leaving to go to college 11 hours away in just a mere 3 weeks, your opener hit me hard. Your words are beautiful. Only time could stand still. Love you, B. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. 10 days sober. Had the best evening with my daughter that we've had in a while. Thanks, B and jury, for the positive impact. Go Max. Christ is king indeed. Man, Ashley, I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Cannot tell you how much that means to me. I feel like my older kids got robbed of part of their childhood. And my younger kids, I feel like, are getting a much better me because of just those types of decisions. Baron, thank you. I really needed this opening statement. God bless you. Oh, thank you. Well, that means a lot. I was afraid people would be upset with me, but I wanted to do it anyway. Blessed with only 23 short years with my mom, my best friend, I see time very differently. I learned to appreciate long nights with my only baby girl, 12 years old in October. She loves you, by the way. Well, she sounds brilliant, especially the Woman Shut Up episode. Not Erica talking too much. Christ is king indeed. Well, tell her not to use that phrase, you know. Well, I'm crying. The opening, so eye-opening, bittersweet. Man, so many people I've known have passed away, and I think that's the thing I have the most about getting older. Thing you hate the most about getting. Yeah, it's tough. There's only one way out of here. I lost my 23-year-old son in a car accident 3 years ago. Time has a new meaning to me now. He deserved more time. Every moment is precious. Don't take a single one for granted. Thank you for today's opening. Excellent guidance. Christ is king indeed. Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate that. I'm going to use your opening next time I have to do a eulogy. So much truth. Thank you, sir. You're welcome to it. I encourage. I don't write this just to sit on YouTube with some, old link somewhere. If you can make use of it, make use of it. I was just saying you hadn't pulled a Baron in a while. Well, it's your fault. I'm blaming you, Empress. Sir, this is a high Q outfit. Praying for you and yours. Thank you. I need the prayers, apparently. The production prayers. I roll out new camera settings, and all of a sudden I can't get the sound on. I don't think it's a coincidence. No, I don't think it's a coincidence. Something to it. Thank you, Baron. That was your best ever opening. Thank you. We defer what matters in life way too much. Please, everyone, take time to love everyone you can. Please, by all means. Hey, Brother Baron, I'm a pre-Vatican II cradle Catholic. Great opening. Your opening statements and your gift of oratory. It's the best I've seen in all my years. You are, sir, truly gifted. Christ is king indeed. Well, thank you. Man, that makes me feel good. I'm sorry about your chronic leg pain. It's right there in your title. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry about it. But thank you. 60 in September, sitting with my son and his family, waiting on our 11th grandchild. Love your show. 123 in Ireland. Well, no better way to pass the time in the middle of the night than your humble host. I'll tell you that. Incredible opening, Baron. Days go slow. Weeks fly by. I've heard that the days are slow. The years are fast. Days are slow. The years are fast. Hey, Baron, great job on Redacted today. Glad they finally listened to the comment section. What other interviews do you have coming up? I am going to sit down with Trigger Smart at some point on his off-scripted channel, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I had a second call with Julian Dory here. Was it yesterday or the day before? Can't remember when that was. Yesterday. And I think we'll put something together for maybe into August, into the middle of September, sometime in there. He books out because he's a guest guy. So you got to get your guests booked in. So that'll be coming up, I think, before too terribly long. And I don't know. We'll see. I don't love being interviewed. I'll do it, but I don't love it because I'm a host. I like control. I'm a control freak. When you're an interviewee, you're like your hands are tied behind your back. You're like, but when you're the host, you're in control. And I'd rather be in control. And that's the rest of the story. Bravo, Mr. B. Well, thank you. Such a beautifully written, touching opening statement, B. Time is one of the few constants in life, but our perception of time is ever changing. Yeah, I even had a theory one time that time itself is accelerating. it's not just our perception that time gets faster as we get older, but relative to where we were as a kid, it is faster. And it's faster for our kids too, but they don't have the experience of slower time. And so it'll be even faster for them. And, but I don't know if that's true. That's just kind of crazy stuff, I think, when I'm alone in the dark. Long-time viewer, first-time chatter, that opening absolutely crushed me. Made me call my dad just to see what he was doing. Oh, that's a wonderful outcome. God bless you, Baron. Christ is King indeed. That's a wonderful outcome. Thank you for sharing that. What opening statement, Baron? If I give you my biggest thanks, it would be to give you Rachmaninoff's second piano concerto. Man with your musical taste will find it appropriate for today. Duly noted. Duly noted. Thank you. Lost my mom to pancreatic cancer the day after Christmas 03, 56 years old. Brutally fast. Keep close ones you love and fix things when they break. Don't wait. Christ is King indeed. Fix things when they break. That's good advice. That's great advice. While bearing my eyes were wells of tears throughout that opening statement. Simply beautiful and truly powerful. Christ is King indeed. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you. I thought you guys were going to be like, this is boring. Get back to fun history facts. What is this? My favorite opening statement. I had to grapple with time. Many songs about it, but leaves us sad trying to get it back. Can't even when we try. Our gift from God, eternal life with Jesus, makes up for earthly pain. Thank you, Baron. Christ is King indeed. Thank you. Hey, Baron and jurors asking for prayers after losing my dearest grandma Tuesday. She was my best friend and the matriarch of our family. We will certainly face many battles as we go through the process of settling her estate. Oh, I hope that's peaceful, man. People get weird with estates. Weird with estates. Hope that's peaceful. Wow, amazing open. Hard hit for sure. Sending love in this short minute of time. I'm going to go hug my grands now. Christ is King. Indeed. Thank you, Baron. Please, hug them. Hug them close. Love the HD. Perfect picture, Baron. Zoomed in. You look great. Brake pumpers. Now's the time. Hold on. I'm sitting down for this opening. Well, Denise, I don't know what a brake pumper is. Is that an insult? I don't know what that means. Big dog, Baron. Your opening statement was so powerful. Well, thank you. I don't even have children yet, but I was nearly brought to tears. I could call you Pastor Baron. Christ is King indeed. My goodness. People don't want me as their pastor. No, the liturgy is going to look a lot different. Be like, why did church get boring all of a sudden? Well, Pastor Baron's arrived. Sit down. Shut up. Stop clapping. No, I'm just kidding. It was a joke. Beautiful opening about time. We buried a dear friend today, and this open further pushed my heart to be thankful for every moment. God bless you, B. Christ is King. Indeed. Thank you. Baron, sorry I'm late. That's okay. I didn't even notice. Ran over as quickly as possible from the principals. Love you. Can we get another Candace and Baron interview soon? Yes. Yes, you can. B, your opening statement was very touching. Because a widow 4 years ago. Because a widow 4 years ago. My husband died from a blood clot. 54. Wow. Last year, my daughter lost her 33-year-old husband 3 weeks after stage 4 pancreatic cancer diagnosis in ER. We have two amazing grands, 7 and 11. Golly, can you imagine you going for a stomach ache and you're given 3 weeks to live? Thank you for sharing that. Thanks, Baron, for making me sob during that opening statement. Sign Les, a mom of 3 under 5. Woo, we've been there. We had 3 under 3 at one point. That's a handful. I think we still only had 3 under 5. Maybe we had a fourth one for the oldest turned 5. I don't think so, though. Yeah, I know where you are, Shelby. Hang in there. Play zone. Man to man, you can't do it. You're going to get beat every time. Backdoor. They'll backdoor you every time. You got to take a step back, play the angle, head on a swivel. Love your open tonight. It's been 3.5 months since my husband died, and it feels like years already. I wake up thinking he's still here sometimes, only to realize that he's gone all over again. Time moves fast, so don't miss a chance to say I love you. Lizzie, I have told so many people the story of when you two rode in that night, just asking for prayers, brokenhearted and saying, pray for me. And I appreciate you continually updating us. I genuinely do. Genuinely do. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry that keeps happening. I'm sorry. Intelligence is impressive. Humility is unforgettable. You have both. It's always a joy to hear your openings. Absolutely great one and so true. Thank you. This is making my heart swell and my tears well. Truth, hitting hard and delivered by someone whose mind I consider to be genius with the most gifted heart and insight. Baron, you're a gift. Please write a book. I don't know about writing a book. I appreciate your confidence that I have the attention span to sit down and write a book. It's a job to get through the openings. It's a job. I'm typically not typically emotional with you, sir, but your opening tonight hit very hard. I feel stuck in the middle with aging parents, adult children, grandchildren now, and a lot of wasted time. I feel that. I do too. I watched that Ben Sass clip. It's 36 seconds or something. Short Sass clip. And again, not one of my favorite politicians, not someone I disliked, but someone I just didn't really follow that closely or particularly care for all that much. And man, I just felt devastated for him. And then I was like, let me look up his career. Like, what did he do? Who is this man? He's about to die, you know, he's very open with his journey, and I'm thankful for that. We learn a lot from people who share. That's why I appreciate you guys sharing. I learn a lot from you. And so I looked up his career and I thought, my goodness, all he did was travel. When was he home? When did he see his kids? I bet he's got deep regret on that now. And so I was like, I need to go for a drive. It's the only place kind of get away. I go for a drive. So I had a couple of errands I wanted to run. So I went and ran those errands. And they, you know, the brain was just spinning the whole time. I mean, they're like, shouldn't admit this, but then they're jotting down notes, audio notes, trying to get the words right on the drive. I held my father's hand as he passed from pancreatic cancer yesterday. Oh my goodness. Wow. I cared for him the entire time. Made so many beautiful memories. The opening statement hit me right in the heart. Thank you, Baron. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry about your loss. Darn, Baron. It's my first live as a BCP member. And you got me crying through that opening. Seriously, I need to grab a box of tissues. God bless. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. We sincerely appreciate your time, too. Oh, geez. I appreciate yours. I do. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here talking in an empty room. I probably would still do it, but it's more fun with people. Your true American treasure, beautiful open. Thank you. Christ is King indeed. Thank you. Riveting opening statement as we get ready to send our kids off to college school. Let us all be intentional in taking those moments in. Christ is King indeed. I have one leaving in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. A lot of that opening statement came from the heart on that reality. You know, he's part of my life. I see him come down every day, see him going off to work, see him. It's tough. Baron, what a profound opening statement. The death of my daughter to a scumbag has me numb. Oh my gosh. You and this community have provided a safe, comforting space. I just want to say thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Opening statements like this really feel meaningful and intimate. Thank you, Coleman family, for sharing this with us. Not me crying into my sweet tea over here. Thanks for all you've done. Christ is King indeed. Do you use honey? Because we use honey in my tea. Delicious. You put it in there when it's hot. Sip on it slowly, and then it goes down to room temperature over a few minutes. Great. Amazing opening. Almost lost my husband in April. Long road still to go, and have 2 young boys. Thank you for your wisdom and light, Baron. Christ is King indeed. I'm terribly sorry about that. I hope your boys are handling that well. I genuinely do. Opening broke my heart. Big B made me miss my second son, Brandon Dylan Johnson. Forever 25, gone since April 29, 2020. Thankful for mine still here, Josh, Skylar, Sierra, and Sebastian. Life is too short. It is. Christ is King indeed. Life, you know what hit me hard about that is the days that are a struggle. Like I've had some really bad days, really tough days. And those days, you just want them to end. And you look at the clock, it's like 10 a.m. And then you just struggle all day and you look at the clock and it's like 10:27. And it just feels like that day, you just want to go back to bed. Like, just get this day over with. You know, maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. And And then there are days you look up and you're like, it's freaking July already? Are you kidding me? What happened to 2026? Where did it go? Where did it go? There's such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children and what that means to the future of our nation, depending on whether or not they have the resources they need to achieve their God-given talent. Who said that? I don't know. I'm going to look it up. I'm cheating. Cheating. Vice President Harris? No. Yeah, Vice President Harris. How about that? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Me neither. I looked it up when you were reading it, and I was like cackling to myself.
I was just hoping I spelled everything right. I was typing so fast. I was hoping I got there. That quote right there challenged my typing ability. That took me back to when I used to type fast. Oh man, that's incredible. I actually like that quote. I like that quote. What's funny to me is the people who made fun of Vice President Harris for her word salads, and they act like Erica's some kind of oratory genius. And I'm like, guys, occasionally Harris said something that had some depth to it. I've always thought Candace was to play a part in TPUSA if anything happened to Charlie. I believe Erica's just envious or jealous of Candace and what she built and the support she has. I think Candace is more influential now than TPUSA ever could imagine being going forward. Period. I mean, their distribution is horrific. And they've turned into like whiny, nasty, spiteful people. And that's just not the organization they were. Just not. Please clip the opening statement ASAP. I will get with our editor on the Clips channel and recommend that to him. But they're usually a few days behind even the new stuff because it takes time to edit it down and you got to let it marinate. On the Clips channel, you got to sit in the YouTube for a couple of days unlisted before you send it live. So even if we clip it, it'll be a few days before it goes up, but we'll get to it. I think it's a good recommendation. Your opening statement was absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait for it to be on your Clips channel. Something to remind me how precious our time here on Earth is. I cried hysterically, but I'll allow it. I'll allow it, Malloy. You're not going to allow it. I'm going to allow it. You can't make me allow it. I'll allow it. Please make that opening statement a video on your Clips page. Bless you, Baron, and everyone in the grand jury. We'll do that. Spoke to heart. I've been praying for a message. Thank you very much. I so needed that. You saved me. Thank you. Saved you, dear Jen. Christ is king indeed. Thank you for that opening statement. Stay-at-home mom to 4, and it's so hard not get buried under the stress and appreciate the beauty of each day with them. It is, and don't feel guilty about that. I mean, I think what resonates with people in the opening statement is it's just reality. It's just reality. Like, you want to be present for your 4-day-old, but the reality is they sleep or cry or poop. Like that's, and they do it all night. And so by like day 7, you're weak. You're weak. But it's just part of the human experience. I'm not crying. You're crying. Very powerful opening. Well done. Incredibly meaningful. I prefer not to be crying while watching my kiddo's jujitsu class, but I'm grateful you wrote it. Thank you. Well, if anyone asks you what's wrong with you, be like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't have time. I don't have time to talk about it. Tactical and practical has a nice ring to it. Yeah, it's not bad. 8:31 Eastern. Blake's post is still there. What a racist comment. I tend to agree. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today's a gift. Why it's called the present. Master Oogway. Oogway. That coon part of the word was a derogatory word here in South Africa in apartheid, referring to brown people the same way and same meaning as the N-word and is as disgusting. Same use here in these United States, sir. Same use as these United States. Blakey boy, your slip is showing. Thank you for confirming you're clearly erased. I cannot believe it's still there. Is it still there now? Let me see. Surely he's taking it down by now. Oh, please. Is it still there? Man, he tweets a lot. Dial it back.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh my gosh, it's there.
I mean, he might as well just pin it.
Can we pin it for him? Can we pin it for him? That's ideal. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I agreed. Lost my dad to ALS in 11 months. I didn't realize just how precious time was until he died. I became his caregiver, not just his daughter. What I would give for one more day, just as his daughter. Oh gosh. You guys are killing me. In a good way. In a good way. Opening statement to go down in history. Thank you for those meaningful words. My B from Tucson, Arizona. Christ is king indeed. From Tucson, Arizona. Beautiful, beautiful opening statement. Thank you. As a woman in her early 70s, time continues to quietly accelerate towards death, with the becoming of youth long gone. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, the best case scenario. It means you won the race. You lived a long life. You defeated this cruel world. Hey, B, my mom went to be with Jesus 2 years ago today, and what I wouldn't give for have a little more time with her. Your opening statement was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, this is amazing opening. I need to hear this. Thanks, Baron. Well, I did not know what. I had no idea so many people were in need of it. I needed it. That's why it came out of my head. I needed it on paper, so I would listen to it. I fall victim to that quite a bit. Mormons believe black people are black because of their sin. They also thought marrying Indians and having babies with them would turn them white. I did not know that, but I have no idea where that came from either. Dangby, your open brought me to tears. Thank you. Well, I don't thank you, but thanks for sharing. Isn't Sneff just going to hairless mole rat himself out? This saying it was a typo, guys. AK's voice. Gosh, CK would be so disappointed. I can't wait to have them throw like Gigi under the bus. I keep waiting for that. Like Gigi got a hold of it. She put the extra O in there. She was wandering around. Sneff was typing and she hit the extra O. He didn't notice it. They throw Gigi under the bus all the time. Poor Gigi. B, I lost my mom in 2023. I had my 5th and 6th baby after. Raising my 6 babies without her near is so hard. Your intro made me cry. Much love. First chat. Well, thank you. Smith's on the run. And good luck to you. 6 is a lot of kids. I've been there. Baron, that was a beautiful opening, very insightful and deeply moving. It sounded like the Holy Spirit was with you. You should listen to Peter Gabriel's Playing for Time for a similar feeling. Christ is king indeed. Peter Gabriel, the guy that sang Salisbury Hill, same guy? Pretty sure it is. That was a good song. Powerful opening. Thank you for all you do and spending your time with us. Christ is king indeed. Thank you, Cheryl, for spending your time with us. Edge, dear king, dang with a deeply real opening statement. Well, you never know what you're going to get. You tune in, you might cry. I wondered if Ben had final parting words he wanted to deliver directly to Charlie before he died in the car. Wonder if that's why the call happened. Thoughts, good sir? P.S. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time and your comment. I think if we take him at his specific words he used, he did not say that he was on the phone, he being Ben Shapiro. I think he said his security team was in touch with Charlie's security team. If I'd have to go back and listen to it to be exactly correct, but I think that's what he said. So in that case, I'd have to say probably not. True about time, how painful boredom can be. I quit a job when I was not busy enough. The irony of time. I realized that was 20 years ago. I'm 62 years old now. Indeed, time flies. Great opening, Baron. Thank you. Yeah, good jobs are ones where you look up and it's already 5 o'clock. Those are the best jobs. The worst jobs where you're like, it's 9:31, really? A.M. I just got here. Devastatingly beautiful opening. My favorite so far. Thank you. Appreciate that. Super opening. So accurate and true. We need to think about our priorities. Blessings. Oh, blessings indeed. Thank you. That opening got me so bad, it led to me commenting for the first time ever. Should have listened to your warning. Enjoy your shows every time. I tried to give you a warning. Mormons were known as brutal gangsters in the 1800s. They deliberately began to project a nice guy image Get Utah statehood in 1896. Mormons weren't always Donnie and Marie Osmond. Were Donnie and Marie? I had no idea. Learn new things every day. I knew who Donnie and Marie were. They weren't like, I wasn't around when they were at their peak. I'm not that old, but I remember them. Do you think TPUSA is ramping things up to keep you guys busy and not pay attention to the NDAA that is about to pass? I'm horrified this is happening. No. I just think they're terrified. Blake Neff is going to find himself on the wrong end of one of those remarks when somebody may be having a bad day. We don't want anything to happen to anyone. I'm not sure what you're saying, but we're peaceful people. I felt that opening my B. Now I'm thinking more about your family. I want to pray you have ample quality time with them. How's that grandbaby doing? Love you and your work. She's perfect. Growing every day and perfect. Just the mention of pancreatic cancer brought the loss of my father in 2023, came rushing back in. I haven't felt that deep ache for a while. Beautiful opening, B. God bless you and your family. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you any pain. I didn't mean to cause anyone any pain. I just want to just share what I think. Best opening I've heard, but Baron, that was a great one. Thank you. Golly. Thank you. Hey, B, want to welcome my daughter, Skylar, pronounced Skylar Lynn Johnson, to our community and High Q Outfit. She's an amazing daughter and mom. Christ is king indeed. I bet she is. And Skylar, Raging Stormcloud let me steal a line of his for a title in a show one day. So I remember. Blake reminds me of a dumpling. A steamed dumpling, pork or chicken? Pork, obviously. Or maybe chicken too. We got a gifted membership. Somebody's going to be able to watch a membo on the house. I hope that Candace has managed to save her text on a hard drive or somewhere offline. I'm afraid that a 3-letter organization could backdoor their way in and remove them from her phone. Oh, that's a good point. I may mention it. Now all we see at TPUSA is the machine. Need to hear that opening statement tonight. Thank you and God bless you. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. Today's opening was one of your best. Number 1, headed to college this fall, a definite time of reflection. Thanks for the timely reminder to savor the moment. Christ is king indeed. That's kind of the genesis of it for me, to be honest with you. If they don't fire BN, that says it all. Christ is king indeed. I mean, I would settle for a public apology, but it's got to be acknowledged, right? Like, it's got to be acknowledged. You can't just leave it up and act like you don't know that people are saying this about it. No, I'm not I almost said I'm not one to call for people losing their jobs, but between Andrew and Blake, it's hard not to. But I think it deserves to be addressed more than anything else they've done. Do you have a transcript? We could have the opening statement. It affected me so much. YouTube generates transcripts and closed captioning, but it takes several hours after we post the show. So check back tomorrow. You'd probably be able to scroll down and save it. I'm not sure how else to do it. Maybe someone else knows. Deep opener. Best one yet. Hits home. Thank you. Appreciate that. Baron, compare the video of the person fleeing on the roof played in court to the video that Bongina was discussing. No SUVs in the parking lot in the Bongina video. Love the show. That's because they zoomed in. They just zoomed in. They did not want you to see a waiting SUV that looked like, anyway, it was waiting for the guy to jump off the roof and then pull out of the parking lot once they realized he was fine. Actually, props to whoever thought of that. I don't know that I would have thought of that. Hey, you're going to jump off the roof and run away. Okay. I don't know that I thought, all right, we're going to have a backup car and maybe a backup side-by-side just in case you don't make it. That was a high-impact opening statement, and the truth of it hit hard. You've given me the strength to sober up for good. A lot of time was wasted. Stay awesome, our humble host. Thank you, Daisy. Katniss, I hope you do. And you'll find that your time is much better managed. Much better. Love you taking on the bad cop role tonight. I'm not sure how she resisted responding to his racist remarks. Keep going, Max. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. It's trending on X. How dare he? Is it really? Let me look. Hold, please. No, I don't see it trending. I see two. Candace Owens shares more Kirk texts. Candace Owens shares private texts. She got him with those. I'm sorry. She got him. How dare he? He's the frumpiest and most dumpy incel of a man I've ever seen. He's a pathetic excuse of a human being. Okay, I feel better. Christ is king indeed. Miss Bailey. Miss Bailey. I mean, he could stand a better diet and hit the gym. Meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar, Blake. Constantly varied functional movements, execute at high intensity, will increase work capacity across broad times and modal domains. You'll be better. You'll be better. Christ is king indeed, B. At this point, I'm convinced that they are just distracting us from something important. People can't surely act this dumb and sloppy. Thoughts? Maybe. Your opening made me go for a walk and read books to my 3 girls under 6. Thank you. Time is precious. Christ is king indeed. Thank you, Valerie, for sharing. Thank you. Regarding my earlier quote, it all depends on how you deliver a message. KH is not a good orator, but delivered by the right person, it would have been a beautiful message about time. Christ is king indeed. Time is precious because it never stops. Yeah, she's not a great orator, but that doesn't mean that everything she says is terrible. You know, left my backpack at the Quick Quack just to be here. You made me say that twice. King B, that opening hit home. Cancer at 36 gave me perspective I wish I'd had all along. We all think we have time until we don't. Thank you for continuing to speak and seek truth. Christ is king indeed. Love from the 716. I'm going to guess where that is first. 716. Like San Diego or something? Where is it? New York. Yeah, close enough. Exact opposite side of the country. Exact opposite side of the country. I mean, almost exactly. That's okay. Close enough. Thank you. Opening statement held home for me. Christ is king indeed. You're welcome. You're welcome. See, everyone, we had to do it. It was a self-defense. He was a full-blown anti-Semite. Oh. You think that's how they'll spin it? Everybody remember watch Nate VFT? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, wish Nate VFT happy birthday. Is it his birthday? Happy birthday, Nate. I'm going to text him. I did not know that. Do you know what would be a fabulous idea? If there was a playlist of your opening statements, just saying, appreciate all you and Daisy do. Go to Baron Coleman Clips. Some of the opening statements have already been accumulated under a playlist, and others will be added over time. So it's coming. It's in development. It's in development. Small team. Great Open B almost died in 2018 at age 46. Don't say that. I'm 46 now. My health holds me back from doing what I want, when I want, but I'm still grateful for every single day, even the hard ones. Love and hugs to all. Christ is king indeed. I hope you get everything you want to do. You're able to do. Tribe questionable as a slur, in my opinion. Fact check, please. Maybe it's not. Joe Kent stated twice he was told that the FBI said to stop further investigating into foreign ties to the CK assassination, even though there was definitely things there. I don't think he said things there. I think he said there were leads he felt like needed to be followed up on. That was an intense opening statement. I'm 44. My kids are 9, 7, and 2 months. I feel already how quickly they grow. Wish I'd started earlier. You're making me think about the rest of my time with them. Thank you for your time, humble host. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. With the recent deaths of both my parents, time has been on my mind a lot. How do I really want to spend what little time I have left? Your inspired opening statement is frame-worthy for its wisdom. Careful talking about frames. It'll end up in a courtroom in Utah. Owen B. brought up the sword of Damocles today on his stream, and more people are seeing the C-19 similarities. Keep up the great work. Did he really? I used that on a phone call with somebody the other day, and I want to say it was Julian Dory. He and I were talking about something, and I mentioned that. But I don't remember who it was. I remember thinking, watch their podcast, see if they used it. It wasn't Owen. I like Owen. He's good. Don't mind me just walking around grocery store now in total tears, listening to Baron's opening statement. That should have come with a warning. I did give you a warning. You're amazing, Baron. Thank you for everything, Kristen. Critter, I gave you a warning. I said it up front. Go back and listen. Rewind. Be kind. Rewind. A neuroradgist. Breaking: Nolan Wells autopsy results released at Ben Crump press conference. Tatum on Wells. 246. My goal is to find out what happened to the boy so his family can get closure. We're not working together as a community to solve. I don't know what any of that means. Who is Nolan Wells? And what did they say? Did they say what the autopsy was? Thank you, though. Very kind, generous contribution. Erica got rid of Wi-Fi and had her home hardwired. We did that also to track our kids on the internet. She probably used safety features to see text. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a good point. Tyler's texts are off. Every knee text window doesn't start with a capital cap. I in the middle is caps. I am versus I'm. Looks like it could be copy and paste. IMO punked. Just off. Mine too. Roger that. Us parents who have kids that have flown the nest, we're probably all sobbing during your opening statement. Best one yet. Also, Moon Goddess, do your PT. Yeah, Moon Goddess. Tighten up. We're going to have everybody giving her a hard time. Love you, Baron. You and Candace are my go-tos. Keep going, Max. Christ is king indeed. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure back to cancel half a line. Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. I believe you. That's a pretty statement. Blake absolutely disgusts me, says Tina Maples. No doubt Racoonspiracy was a racist remark at Candace, and he put it in full quotes to show he meant it. TPUSA doesn't fire him immediately or makes typo excuse. Let them fall ASAP. We'll see. I think at the very least he needs to address it. Say, whoa! I didn't catch all the complaints the last 24 hours. I would have never left that up. Even if we don't believe him, we know that he's at least aware of how he should respond. The hypocrisy at TPUSA is extraordinary. Charlie's gone. The organization he built is still here. And the things it now participates in and tolerates are telling us exactly what it has become. Here since Blake Neff Speed Days. That was a fun show. I forgot about that. I know we call him Blake Neff Speed, but I always forget about where it came from. And remember, he hit him with the Heisman. Bam! Hit that girl with the Heisman. Loved double Baron move today. I'm the one who asked long ago how you found your faith in Jesus. Sober 13 years. Best choice of my life. Thanks for all you do. Love you. Hey, I think that Sober in Jesus thing made a clip. I don't know if we put it on this channel or the old channel. Not Sober in Jesus, but how I found Jesus. I think that made it into a clip. So you might go find that and see your comment. Charlie Kirk was Schwarzenegger and EK Sharon Stone. The story was Total Recall. Charlie Kirk woke up and had to be neutralized. Shouldn't watch Total Recall. Got that scene with the three, guessing some of your kids are teenage girls. Yeah. Have you watched the movie Wicked with them? No, I've not. It's about protecting freedom of speech, not following the popular just because it's popular, and seeking truth. It's well done. Time well spent. I know they've seen it. I know they've referenced it. I was late, so was kind and rewound. Yeah, be kind and rewind. I thought my earbuds died. Thought volume was down. Then I see Baron pulled a Baron. Absolutely love you. Watching from North Las Vegas. Christ is king indeed. No, everything, all your technology is working correctly. I'm the problem. It's me. On yesterday's show, you talked about food sensitivities. I also suffered with this. I found Array Tribiotics. Any brand would probably work. Your opening was very meaningful. Array Tribiotics. All right, fair enough. There's a bunch of them. Oh, it's for women. You're trying to make me grow three. Well, I'll consider it. I don't need to be womanish. Nothing wrong with women, but men need to be men and women need to be women. I don't want to go swimming against Riley Gaines. I'm on Array Tribiotics. Riley, dial it back. I don't have a choice. Just finish fifth again and sit down. Be quiet. That opening statement hit hard. I definitely Feel it with my children. My son moved out last year at 18 and got married. So hard, still is. Never felt such a desire to have the kid version of him back, even for a day. Each day is a gift. Yeah, it is. It is. Yes. Oh, Baron, ouch. Your opening hit the biggest, most tender nerve. In August, it will have been 19 years since my husband and my 19-year-old son were killed in their runaway truck, work truck. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Granny Manny. I had no idea. No idea. Thank you. I'm an hour late. Just now catching your opening statement. I'm going to shut it down now and pick it back up in the morning. Good night, y'all. Hugs. Hugs, Cynthia. Hugs. We'll be here. Be kind. Rewind. Be and jury. Please watch the German film The Lives of Others about living in a surveillance state. Former DDR. This is the past, but could be our future. Duly noted. If believed wound on CK's neck is an exit wound, what caused this? I don't believe it's an exit. So I reject the premise. Can't answer the question. Typhra, we're not going to Mars, turned rear footage from Candace CK in a negative. It shows infrared laser, bullet hole in back of Charlie Kirk's head. I can't unsee it. I watched the same video. I did not see that. I did not see a bullet hole. That opening, thank you for your time. Appreciated. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jelly beans. Hi, my B. My granddaughter's going to be here any day now. Please pray for my daughter, Gabby, and my grandbaby, Eliana Grace. I love your opening statements. Thank you for being a warrior for Charlie. Thank you for your generous comment. Thank you. Very kind. You say they sent Charlie out with a message. I would say that he had his own message, thoughts. They just agreed until they disagreed. I got that weird thing that happened. I have to check that out. Might be the 4K. Might have to go back to 720, guys. Sorry. So what is the question? I would say he had his own message, thoughts. They just agreed until they disagreed. Why is it? It's not mutually exclusive. They could still send them out with a message. There's no show anywhere on the internet except this show. Internet like this show. Oh, except for the principal. Of course. Of course. Amazing and powerful opening. Thank you, my B. Christ is King indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your opening statement. It truly hit me like a ton of bricks. I actually stopped watching your show so I could go play lacrosse with my kids. I'll finish watching it tonight. Thank you. Thank you. That's fine with me. Fine with me, Yukon. Appreciate it. Curious if any TPUSA insiders know when the PO for the website's Freedom shirts were submitted. Pre or post Charlie Kirk incident? Manufacturing time seemed very fast. It might have seemed fast, but honestly, 11 days isn't that fast. I mean, they could get an order in. One of two. Whoa, Mr. B. Lincoln, Nebraska, catching stray bullets from your humble host past few episodes. I'm alarmed. Thank you for all you do in your time. Did I throw a stray at Lincoln today? I didn't intend to. I don't think I did. If I did, I didn't mean to. I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer. She had 3 months after being diagnosed. Went in with a sore rib and came back learning she was stage 4. It's a sneaky cancer, very painful, and often not found until later stages. Hopefully. Well, that scares me because I broke a rib and I wondered why, because I wasn't doing anything that really should have been a broken rib. Bear, number one fan from Butler, Pennsylvania. Live less than 2 miles from Raleigh, was there, and it's been the strangest silence since. Your book recommendation of Rome Sweet Home is why hubby is joining OCIA. You're changing lives. Thank you. Christ is King indeed. Jesus changes lives. Jesus changes. Opening broke my heart. My hubby of 36 years has advanced Alzheimer's. 36 years? Oh, your hubby of 36 years. I thought he was 36 years old. I was like, wow. He no longer knows my name or who I am. Oh, gosh. Much less that we are or ever were married. Go for one more walk in the woods. That has got to be so hard when their body is all still there and their mind is just not. Oh, it's got to be hard. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Coon is emotional manipulation done poorly. Your opening was real and emotive. TP at all want to distract from Mitchell Manley interview on Backline Brief? I doubt that they care about that interview, if I'm being honest. I felt like you were looking into my soul. Amazing opening statement. And love the South of England. I'm sure the South of England's lovely this time of year. Man, your opening was wow, time. I'm high IQ crying. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being you, Rosalie. Full wording, the moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all thy piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all thy tears wash out a word of it. Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, longtime favorite. That's beautiful. Beautiful. 2 of 2. Your opening was spot on and hit hard. I'm moving my last kid out in 2 weeks to Baltimore for graduate school. Not ready for a quiet house. Very sad. That sounds sad. I got a long time to look forward to. I say a long time. It goes fast. Gosh dang it, Baron. Your opening statement had me weeping. As a single, newly empty nester organizing my kids' mementos, it was like you put into words what was in my heart. Amazing how God works, and thank you so much. Well, thank you, Queen Izzy. Queen Izzy D. Day. Thank you. Thank you for doing the unfun work. We appreciate your high Q outfit. Love from your number one fan on Tybee Island, Georgia. Come see us. I don't think I've been to Tybee Island, but I did go to some island in Georgia. What was it called? St. Simon's Island. Is that close? They got to be close. How many islands are there in Georgia? There's a little bitty coastline. Not a religious person, but asking prayers from our humble host in the jury because I'm struggling. Can't seem to catch a break lately, and time feels like a curse right now. You, my B. Oh, love you, my B, our principal, and the jury. Thanks in advance for the prayers. Please, by all means, pray for our friend GS. Yeah, don't want you struggling. Baron, I've heard a lot of people say their church is selling their information and being paid. Really? Oh, I hope that's not true. What did she do with the internet? Turn it off. That's when a server was put in place and everything he did was intercepted. Been there. That was about the same time, right? Give or take. Are you concerned about the U.S.-Israel Defense Integration, Section 219 of the NDAA? It's not ideal. I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, they're going to do it. They always were going to do it. Today I received text. I mean, I'm concerned we're going to war with a Middle Eastern country, and it's getting worse. But they're going to do it, you know. Today I received a text from David asking how I felt about America's relationship with our greatest ally. I said, no, thank you, please. Remove my number from your list. I was unsubscribed. Christ is king indeed. I got a text inviting me to an event in Nashville, and a particular social media influencer was going to be there. And I was polite, but I responded back and I said, I can't think of many places I would rather be less than in an event with that guy featured. And they were like, do you care to elaborate on why? I'm like, no, I don't care to. Hey, be a Steve Deese on the paid list you read from. He preached last week and mentioned Erica and the pretrial. Thank you for doing this evidence-based investigation. Truth prevails always. Go Max for Charlie Kirk. If I showed up to my church and my priest preached on Erica Kirk or the pretrial, I would get up and leave. And I don't know that I would go back. The hell does that have to do with church? I mean, in theory, the message goes along with the readings and is not talking about a court case in Utah. Number one fan from 10 miles north of the President Biden Expressway received a text stating I could receive $10,000 to participate in an online campaign led by our greatest ally to combat anti-Semitism. Delete. That's probably a scam, if I had to guess. Baron, I sent you an email a couple of days ago of an interview with Charlie's cameraman that said Erica doesn't want the truth coming out because it will expose her. Something to listen to. Black Lion has interviewed. I'm not going to comment on it. I don't put a lot of stock in that story. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I don't want to badmouth other people, and I'm not badmouthing other people, but you know, if you got something to say, say it. If you've got the truth to get out, get it out. Now, if you're holding it back for a particular reason, you're fact checking something, you're trying to coordinate something, you're waiting on, massaging someone else to come forward that's going to give it a little more oomph. Fine. I get it. But sobbing. My 81-year-old dad has cancer and just had a heart attack. Open heart surgery planned for after radiation. Also, my 17-year-old child is heading into senior year. Time is fleeting. Christ is king indeed. Fleeting is a good word for that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Very inconvenient week for Team Slop is delicious and Team Candace is lying. I think I know what's happening. I don't know if it's freezing on your end, but it keeps freezing on my end. Team Candace is lying. I don't know what that means. Very inconvenient week for Team Slop is delicious and Team Candace is lying. If it's going to be an inconvenient week for Team Slop, then Team Candace probably isn't lying. I think. Mr. B, the opening statement hit home for me. I recently retired, now spend a lot of time with our 4 grandkids. But while working, I was road warrior, salesperson, and my wife mostly raised our kids, so I have some regret. Thanks to God who gives us a fresh batch of time each day. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know there are some people who travel for their job. I know there's some people who can't be home. Like, it's not possible. I know there's some people who, have to work 2 jobs to be able to provide. Even if for just a short period of time, you're still missing valuable time at home. I get it. I'm not suggesting there's an easy way out. I'm just suggesting the recognition of it sometimes might help us make better use of the remaining time. I'm not trying to shame anyone. I mean, I miss a lot of events. Part of it. Hi, B, number 1 fan from Queensland. Did I get that right? Queensland, Australia. Follow the money. Good word. We give money to our greatest ally. They spend it on poisoning our minds. Yeah, it comes back, doesn't it? I'm beyond disappointed in Benny Johnson. Join the club. For someone who said that CK helped him stop drinking and essentially saved his life, when he came out and spewed the Slop, my jaw hit the floor. GBY, Baron. Go be yourself? I don't know what that means. Christ is king indeed. If that's what it means, I will do my best. Here I am at work, minding my own business, listening to his statement. Now I'm in tears while trying to take care of my little patient. Night shift nurse. Thank you for this reality check. Well, tell your little patient you hope he gets to feeling better. My dog is dying. I am her person. She is fading fast. When I'm home, her eyes are glued to me and she doesn't settle until I do. I'm gone almost daily. Contracts to administer, so important, but not the most important. Time is no friend now. April. Tough situation. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Last 18 months really make you wonder if our greatest ally has entered their end game phase. That's scary thinking of it. Erica Kirk is speaking at a church in my hometown tomorrow. Should I attend chat? I'll bring a balaclava to hide from the flock cameras. You must live in Seattle. I don't want to be the one to out you, but you're a Seattleite. Seattleian. Seatalian. What do they call people from Seattle? Let me look it up. What do they call people from Seattle? Seattleites. What a weird word. Like satellites, but Seattleites. Get it? Like, I picture everyone from Seattle floating around in space. Wasn't it confirmed? Even by Tucker, there were greatest ally phones on the ground that day. Maybe Blake's and Mikey's extra phones. I have heard that it's been confirmed. I've seen no documentation. And I have no idea who they were. Edge, I'll be an influencer, take their money and give it to a long list of good guys, especially the smaller channels that need a boost. Or maybe pay people in exchange for info. Yeah, sign up, see what they say. They might allow it. I audibly gasped so loud that I woke up my dog when you showed Neff's tweet. He is so comfortable being openly racist, I can't believe no one is checking him. Thankful Christ is king. Oh, thankful Christ is king indeed. Indeed. Encore, Your Majesty, encore. Time has finally met its match. And I'm glad it's you. Thank you. And the Queen for your time as well. Top G is also fighting time. We also need a prayer for good. Christ is King. Fair enough. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Brian H. said in an interview that he brought extra security, 12 guys to be exact. Has this been looked at yet? It has. I don't know that all 12 have been. I think he said 12 or 13, which I think gave him a little wiggle room that for maybe there's a 13th guy if he's ever discovered. He can say, I said 12 or 13. But I have to go back and look at that. But I think most of them have been identified, but I don't know that all of them. Ratso's mom. First, thank you. Very kind. Your beautiful opening was exactly what I needed. My car was totaled this morning by a drunk driver in a parking lot while at gym. Bought it with inheritance from my mom's sudden passing. I thanked her every day when I got in it. I'm now thinking of her, not the car. Wow. A drunk driver hit you in a parking lot? He must have been hammered. Hammered to total your car in a parking lot? I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. I hope you can get into some new wheels. Tough story. Thank you. Prostitute. Blake, Benny, and Andrew, prime example. Wow, yeah. Prostitutes. Could the blackened part of the possible burned shirt in the car be wind muff that was on the mic? I don't know. Nothing has done more to help me clean my X feed of useless accounts than the Charlie Kirk incident. They're out there. You're so gifted, Baron. Lovely opening statement. Thank you. Very kind. Baron, you stopped me in my tracks. YouTube, Billy Girl's ears perked up. Past few members shows have been top notch. Christ is King indeed. Thank you. I appreciate that. We try to have fun on the member shows. YouTube. Yeah. That's a Philly thing. Candace saying, I hope Charlie couldn't hear while his team was on the phone with Benz on the way to the hospital was crushing. This evil knows no bounds. Yeah, that's crazy. Terrifying end. Baron, since EK owns copyrights for CK, does that mean they sold the rights to Show Faith by Works to those out of context clips? No, I don't think so. Tonight's show on point takes me back to when I determined FB was fake book, followed by BoobTube, ripoff Rumble, leaked in, meaningless X, and virtually all of social, TV, and written media. Caveat vedentium, viewer beware. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fake stuff on these sites. You got to pick and choose carefully. Make tumbles saying go max with Baron and Candace for Charlie. Okay. I'm not going to sell anything with Charlie's face on it. That feels weird to me. GBC, love you. Love you more, Ivan. Having a hard time getting past Blake Coon comment. So, yeah. You're not alone. Just checking in to see how We Love Tilly merch is coming along. Oh. You'd have to ask Nurse Casey. She gets a lot of requests. Has anyone looked up the small car zoom odd when TR jumped down? Could that car be the guy driving the hospital with a gun? Christ is King. Love your courage, BC. Thank you for your fan. Praying for us all. No, that's not the make and model of the car that was allegedly seen going to the hospital. But we looked at the small car. Yeah, we looked at it. Baron, your opening in 12 days is the 6th anniversary of my 16-year-old high-functioning autistic son's unliving. That open hit a chord. 6th anniversary. Wow. I hope his memory is a blessing, and I don't say that I don't say that lightly. I genuinely hope it is. Have you looked at Ted Cutler, childhood friend of S. Adelson and co-owner of the Sands Hotel, relationship to Rick? Is that how Rick retired in 2019? I have no idea. I have not looked into him, nor have I ever heard the name. IMO, EK dislikes CO because she never had the friendship with CK the CO did. Jealousy is crueler than the grave. Candace and Charlie had that bond. The videos of them dancing, laughing, and working together must eat at EK. I see CO's pain. Yeah. RC was added to the team 48 hours prior, then immediately left the country after. Do we have proof of that? I hear stuff like that all the time, Michelle, and I'm not making light of it. I'm not calling you out. I just would love to see proof of it. Where has someone said that? Where have we seen documentation of that? I've heard that a lot. He was just there for the one day. I don't know that that's true. And if the information is easily available, I haven't found it. I've gone looking for it, but I haven't found it. My family's always made fun of me for having a wrinkly forehead. But in 4D HD 4K, I see my humble host has one too. Hey, wrinkly forehead must equals high IQ from now on, so I'll just say thank you. It just means we smile a lot. And I don't wear sunglasses, so I'm doing this all the time. Today's opening hit hard. Dad of 9 and 2-year-olds starting vacation tomorrow convinced me to leave my laptop, work and wait. My kids won't always be this age. These moments won't come back. I need to be present. Thank you. Christ is King, indeed. Yeah, I'm very guilty of that. I work pretty much entire vacations, and I'm very, very guilty of that. Hi, B, for Super Chat. I've watched every episode for the last 6 months. Your opening today had me in tears. I'm a stay-at-home mom, 2 beautiful boys. The days may feel long, but the years are too short, indeed. That was your first Super Chat ever. It was beautiful. I'm late, but just hitting the portion of the open around kids. It hits hard. Choking back tears, and mine are still teenagers. Christ is King indeed. May he bless all of us and our families. Thank you. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. An evil body with no soul will decay that body. You saying his body looks decayed? Shirley, you can't be serious. Oh, I'm serious. And don't call me Shirley. Yes, Shirley. Uh-oh. Baron's going to apologize over and over. It happened. It happened. And I'm sorry it happened. Is your birthday 4/29? You and the principal have the same birthday? No. Why would you think that? Why would you think that? Hang on a second. Yeah. Why would you think I had the same birthday? My birthday is in December. You must not have been watching in December when we celebrated. I wore a sticker. But Baron and Nurse Casey, how about a ball cap with changeable Velcro Baronisms? Thank you. Christ is King indeed. You're asking for a lot. You're asking, be careful what you ask for. Hey, Blake Neff, watching old episodes and your reaction. Have been watching old episodes and your reactions when you finally realize you're pulling a Baron. Hysterical. Makes the silence worth it. I LOL every time. Well, I don't do it on purpose. That's what I was trying to avoid, but it happened again. I don't know if it's happening on your end or just mine. I'll check on that. This is, I think, is to deal with the new settings. American Joe, thank you. Very kind. Wish Miss Coleman a happy St. Bridget of Sweden feast day. She was the mother of 8 children. I had no idea. Miss Coleman probably did. She pays attention to this. I was thinking of a quote about time today, so your timing on this is impeccable. B. Prayers would be appreciated. Incidental finding of thyroid nodule on an MRI of my C-spine. God bless you. Christ is King. Prayers indeed for you, Faith. Wonder what the MRI was about on the C-spine. Having pain? I think this situation has nothing to do with conspiracies. If you just follow true crime, then it's all wrong. The moment I saw her holding the necklace, I thought she should not have that at all. Have you seen the video that's been floating around? She didn't just hold the necklace. She held it out the window and they drove around the corner and then off into the distance and she's laying out the window. It was ludicrous. It was ludicrous. Very touching opening. And no, that's not what I meant by making me blush. I meant it was secondhand blushing, Baron. Well, it's your lovey. Good. Everybody's raised the standards here. Thank you. B, caught me in the feels with that beautiful opening statement. Just had this convo with my daughter about going back to school after first baby. How she'll never be smaller than she is today to cherish it. Thanks for all you do. Christ is King indeed. Thanks for your comment. Sue. Best opening statement ever. Woo. Gasped out loud when Candace said, I hope Charlie couldn't hear inside that car. Same. God bless us all, Baron. Christ is King. Very special. Hello to my son who's had a hard week. I love you, Boog. You call your son Boog? You call your son Boog? Okay. I'll allow it. I'm sure it's loving. Edge, the Charlie and Candace friend compilation. She loop played on every social media platform. It's so heartwarming. Telling in the mic drop to all naysayers. Indeed. Thanks to all you lovely humans who prayed for my dad. Still has brain bleed, but he's home from the hospital. Needs help with most tasks. But it's now a privilege for my sisters and me to take care of him. For me and my sister to take care of him. Sorry. Christ is King indeed. You say they better run to lawyer, but will anything you guys report even matter if the defense doesn't use it or if law enforcement doesn't act on it? I feel they're going to get away with it. Well, let's see. Tilly's a mountain cur, my favorite dog breed. Oh. Mountain cur. She doesn't really look like a mountain cur. Maybe a little. She looks like a Carolina dog to me. A Carolina dog. Me. Yeah, I think she's a Carolina dog. Like this picture here of a Carolina dog might as well be my dog. I mean, that might as well be Tilly. Tilber, look just like her. So, I mean, same body shape, same color, coloring on the face, the tail. Look just like her. So, I'm going with Carolina dog. I honestly don't care what she is. She's awesome. Someone's cooking something amazing. Just caught a whiff of it. Hey, Baron, there's a petition on change for TPUSA to look further into Blake Neff's racial comments. He needs to be held accountable for his words. I never understood the change positions. Where'd that come from? 1080p coming in for you max on my 4K TV. I think YouTube still limits to 1080p HD. I think you're right. I sent you $50. Okay, thank you. Very kind of you. Please wish my sister Shannon a happy birthday. She would love to see a welcome mat in your store. This is welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Christ is king. I bet she would. I don't know if we sell welcome mats. I'll have to ask Nurse Casey. That'd be pretty cool, though. That burnt shirt piece was shown on the shirt by the seamstress on CO show where the burn mark was on CK's chest. I noticed that. It did not get past your humble host. And I heard the 15 minutes of Candace and Charlie video that CO is related to Jesse Owens. Could you do an opening on Jesse Owens? I didn't hear. Is that on that video? I must not have heard that part. I watched the video. Open on Jesse Owens? Yeah. I'd have to brush up on him. I mean, I don't know enough to do an opening off the top of my head. I have to really research it. I mean, I know he's an Olympian and all that, but I don't know the whole story, like the backstory and all that. Lack of sharing tender stories about CK by friends, wife, and coworkers is so sad. Tells a lot. Instead, just what is deemed helpful for their narrative. Hurts my heart. Yeah, they don't ever talk about him as a person. And one fan in Muleshoe, Texas. Christ is king indeed. God bless you, bro. All the way from Muleshoe. Quote by Plato. No one shall be hated as much as he who speaks the truth. Explains all the hate coming, Candace, in your way. And God bless you both. Thank you. Your best opening statement. Blessings from Canada. Some Canuck bucks. Preached a good sermon tonight, Brother Barron. HD looks good on you. Well, maybe going back to 720 after the wrinkles comment. That's what I've been hiding. GBC 1080 looks great on you. I forgive that man. Blake, praying for you. Thank you. Praying for you too, Ivan. Opening was needed today. My 1.5-year-old daughter has been having seizures and vertigo. The debt, being out of work and travel time, is piling up. Gosh. Ugh. You can't eat an elephant all at once, just one bite at a time, you know. I pray for your daughter. I hate that. She's having seizures. Tough to watch a little one hurt, you know. Read after. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, thank you. I read during. Your open made me tear up. Beautifully written. I'm watching with my little one asleep on my chest. She turns 1 on Sunday, trying to soak up every second. I bet you are. Bet you are. What a beautiful, beautifully reflective opening. I lost my brother and sister by the time I was 45 years old. Wow. It's terrible. Time is a thief. I pray my 3 daughters can grow old together and that they outlive me. St. Michael, pray for us. Christ is king indeed. Gosh, I hope, were you much younger than them? I wonder. Call your senators about NDAA and no to it. Section 219. Left and bill demand true vote from them. If we don't call, it will go through. Please stand up. You can call. I encourage you to call, but I got bad news. They don't care what you think. Unless you rhyme with Maypack. We'll go back and listen to the opener I missed today. Packing for a trip to say goodbye to a dear friend. Gone too soon. Oh, goodness gracious. You should hear the opening. And I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Last year, 2025, I lost my mom, dad, my aunt, my godmother, my 16-year-old border collie Katie. My last 3 horses of 5 generations I raised since 1973, and mostly missing my son and his family with cancel culture. Oh, Deb. Yeah, prayers indeed. That's a tough year. Tough year. While your sinners make your voice heard, indeed, yeah. I ignored my previous message. Came out all wrong. I know what you're reporting is costing you a lot. I should not have suggested it won't matter. I can't possibly know that. Christ is king indeed. I wasn't hurt by it. The opening gutted me. I'm a widowed mom of 14 years. Oh, sorry. Sorry for your loss. One of 2. I'm very behind listening to the opening statement right now. My father was poisoned by a hospital with remdesivir 6 years ago this week. You remind me of him a lot. Let's see if I can find your 2 of 2 real quick. There we go. Oh, I forgot the other one. Your kids don't know how lucky they are to have so much of their dad's ideas, thoughts, opinions, jokes, stories, and opening statements recorded. I think my dad thought a lot like you do. I wish I could hear his. Christ is king indeed. Oh, gosh. That's tough. Baron, thank you for the opening statement. Our youngest son hasn't spoken to us in 3 years because we were honest with him about being trans. I miss him every single day. Please pray for him and us. Christ is king indeed. I will do that. You don't want to write a book, maybe a memoir for your children. That would be a precious gift to them. That's something. I've lived a weird life. I've done a lot of things. St. George Mason Lodge 33, St. George Chapel, Windsor. I have no idea what you're talking about. Supposedly how quickly time passes changes inversely to our metabolism. As we age, metabolism slows, so time feels quicker. A fruit fly or a 200-year-old turtle's lives feel the same length to them. Oh. Interesting. Is that why you feel so good after you work out? Time has slowed down a little bit. B, I was late. Need to listen to opening statement. Feeling brokenhearted as a widow, 21 years. Our son was 2 years old. Grateful for God's blessings. Now missing my son and family. Oh gosh, Deb, you're breaking my heart tonight. I'm so late today. That's okay. I didn't know. You weren't conspicuously late until your comment. Your opening statement really got me. Need to hear this after a long day of overstimulated parenting. Thank you for being you. I'm not sure overstimulated is a thing. Man, I hear it a lot. Maybe it is. But it's like, I think life is stimulating, man. When life's hitting you hard, it's just life. It's life. It's not over. It's just you're stimulated. My 23-year-old son, Brett Tevel Jones, passed away in a car accident January 4, 2024. Your opening was beautiful. Thank you for all you do. You guys are scaring me with these car accidents and young kids. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful opening statement, Baron. Life is a vapor. Reminds me of Ecclesiastes. Jesus loves you. Paul said it as well. Oh, that was a nice pee pop there. Sorry, guys. You'd think after how many hours on the radio, I'd know to turn my head when I gave a hard pee. Every now and then you screw up and pop right into it. Broke my ankle in January, then had a surgery in March. My girlfriend looked after me for 2 weeks after coming home. We were friends for 40 years, then she unexpectedly died 8 weeks later. I'm so grateful for that time with her. I'm sure you were. Oh, gosh. Man, you guys are breaking my heart tonight. As a single mom raising 2 kids, I missed a lot of time I can't get back. Lost my son in 2011. Can't make up that lost time. No, you can't. No, you can't. If I could put time in a bottle was brought to mind. Opening statement. Thank you. If I could put time, if I could place time. Put time in a bottle. First thing that I'd like to do. Yeah. Jim Croce. Solid. I could have time in a bottle, right? This is going to bother me. If I could save time in a bottle. The most beautiful opening statement yet, and just when I needed it. You're an amazing soul, Baron. Time's the thief of all. For the moments in time can be the most precious. Einstein said he never could understand it all. Well, if he can't understand it, I'm cooked. Cooked. My B, chat, be emotional, cry, laugh, cry, because we're real people. We're real people. Now, will you be our president? No, I'll be your dictator, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We're going back on the gold standard. Doing away with the Fed. It's going to be tough. It's going to be bumpy. The economy's going to crash, but we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. 10 years ago today, I lost my husband by electricity. I did get my RBP sweatshirt today, and your opening had me in ugly tears. My husband left that day for work, thinking he'd be back home and never return. I think those are hard. Those are the hardest. Those are the hardest. Mom of 8 here and big fan. What about the chair going through the table? AI manipulation to hide something. Would love to know your original source of video. It did not go through the table. It just fell and just looked a little weird, but there's different angles of it, and it did not go through the table. Goat water, Dad Baron. I found out one can buy goat water in 2.5 and 5 gallon glass containers and deliverable. Wanted to share. Christ is King. God bless. I've heard that, but I think I would look ridiculous holding a 5-gallon bottle, drinking it at the table. Might spill all over the electronics. You don't want your humble host getting shocked. Fellow Catholic, but I feel like I'm just going through the motions lately. Any advice? Remove sin from your life. Go to confession. Dig into the sacraments. Like deep into the sacraments. I mean, that's good advice to a Catholic. Remove every ounce of sin from your life. Go to confession early and often. Daily, weekly if you have to. And then dig into the sacraments. Dig into the sacraments. Any thoughts on the recent Joe Rogan podcast with JD Vance? A way to shift mass attention, possibly? It was fine. I don't have many thoughts about it. Your opening is reminiscent of Ecclesiastes 3. Our time here is precious and should be spent being grateful to our Father for his compassion. Thank you for your work. Jesus Christ is King. Ecclesiastes 3 is a fine chapter of the Bible. Fine chapter. And everything you said is true. A lot of important looking planes and helo activity at Buckley Space right now. Love you, B. God bless you, the fam, and the high Q outfit. Aurora, Colorado, you say? Aurora, Colorado? Let's look, shall we? At Aurora, Colorado, military vehicles. Where's Aurora? It's around Denver, right? Yeah. Is that where it is? Aurora, Colorado? Yeah, just east of Denver. Look. Oh, there's Aurora. I should have just tuned in a little better. All right. Cancel that. Mark that. Click that. Click that. Scroll. Oh, I'm in Colorado Springs. Like, I don't see much. There's Aurora, Colorado. I'll get rid of the pop-up ad. I don't see any military aircraft over there. There's one with a call sign Fred over Western Colorado. Fred. Why would you even name a vehicle Fred? I believe you. They don't have their ADSB on. It must be really important. My B, the point of KH's statement is that it would be good if you can get to it. Oh, problem is she loses you with 6 iterations of the passage of time before she gets to the money line. I believe you, but it's not her worst effort. Baron, you did it again. God bless you and your family. Daisy, I'm glad we have as well. Christ is King, indeed. Thank you, She Rocks. That was one hell of an opening statement. Thank you, Tornado Ali. Words I never thought I'd string together. We're in desperate need of another Baron and Candace. After all the progress, patiently waiting for you both on weekdays. Makes me and my boss Kristen's days our principal and vice principal. I think we could arrange that. Your everlasting summer, you can see it fading fast. Oh, man, goat trophy. How about a book of opening statements in a year? Gotta format it. You guys don't realize how little time I have. It's time. You can take the man out of the machine, but you can't take the machine out of evil. Jesus reigns supreme. I'm late. I've just finished watching the opening statement. Brother B, you have me in tears. As a mother of 6, I needed to hear all that. The world needs more Brother Barons. And my baby son are rocking RBP merch today. I bet you look fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. My B, what do you mean we don't have time to write a book? You write a chapter every day. You have a show. Please self-publish a book of openings. I know it will hit number 1 on the high IQ book list. Is that a book, though, if I just take a bunch of openings and slap them in a spine, put a cover on it, and send it off? My dad died at the age of 63 with a brain tumor. Now that I'm 61, I realize just how young that was. Man, I thought about this the other day. I thought about how old my parents were at different points in my life. And I'm older than they were at key points of my life. And they were old. No offense if they're watching. No offense. They seemed old. Now I realize how young and spry they really were. Charlie Kirk's death hit me very hard and got me back to church. Watching you and Candace has made me stay there. Christ is king indeed. P.S. Opening statement crushed me as I have a spouse who travels for work and I'm a stay-at-home mom to a 3.5 and 5-year-old. Melanie, take advantage of every second you have. Opening statement made me weep. Raised 3 great humans, homeschooled so close, but for reasons I don't understand, they've decided to journey without me. No access to my 9 grand lovies. Struck a chord. Time. Thank you. Christ is king indeed. Ooh, gosh, you guys are striking a chord in me. Epic opening statement made me cry at Alzheimer's doc today with mom. Lots of tears. On a happier note, I went on Amazon to check goat water and typed in Mo, and it autofilled the rest of its name. You must have boosted sales. Your old freebies. Now I can't do that. Then I have to mark it as a paid advertisement. We'll never be able to talk about it again. To clarify, the people that like Fed Slop and the people that think Candace is lying are all having a bad week. Oh, yeah. About this, you guys, I told people where I get my hoodies, and now there's certain colors I can't get anymore, and I need to replace one. And I can't. That's okay, though. I'll allow it. You guys are looking sharp out there in public with perfect fitting Adidas Essentials hoodies. But I have one I need to replace, and I can't. My husband deployed in the conflict. I'm home with 2 toddlers, 3 and 4, and time feels like it's taking forever. Kids have changed so much since their dad left. Pray for us. No family here in California. Christ is king indeed. I'll pray for you. That sounds tough. Can't read your chats at all anymore. They're being obliterated by low-hanging gifts. Sorry. Baron, this is my first super chat. That opening was the best yet. It really opened my eyes. Thanks for all you're doing. Go Max, praying for truth to prevail. Christ is king indeed. My first super chat. Very kind of you. Thank you. We're doing what we can. All-time best comment in chat ever goes to TK419. I believe you. No reason to doubt you. My daughter's a makeup artist. 4K is sharp. Are you saying I need a makeup artist? That's not like a backhanded compliment. My best friend regularly spends millions of dollars to remind my family that he's my best friend. And if he didn't get into bar fights while I was home, then I wouldn't be safe. Yeah, that's about what it feels like, isn't it? Since Emmy report says gunshot wound as cause of death, will defense be able to offer alternate cause of death, poke holes in the 30-6 story? They stuck to that narrative. No, they can offer anything they want. They can bring in their own experts, challenge it, anything else. Absolutely your best opening statement. Thank you for the reminder. Been here since your DIY hat era. Bring them back. Christ is King of Kings. This is one of the 2 hats I wore during the DIY hat era. This is from the gym I used to go to. Yeah. Most impactful opening statement I've ever heard. Clearly, this is also a high quality outfit. Christ is king indeed. I don't know why you ever doubted that. High Baron, was the 30-6 ammunition intended to account for the potential damage from an explosion? Perhaps. That's certainly a leading theory of many people. Time for Erica as a CEO to renounce live any form of racial slurs and terminate Blake's employment. Again, I would settle for him just acknowledging it at this point. Like, just fess up. Whatever happens, happens. My B, I just went back to your Blake Neff speed video. Anyone who needs to stop crying, start listening at 9:15. You'll belly laugh so hard the tears will be from joy. Listen again and again, never gets old. Love you, B. Yeah, I forgot about that. I need to go back and watch that. That was a good moment in time. I cried on the way to work yesterday because I'm very intent on being available for my daughters on days they need me. But I realize they will have to die one, and I pray they won't be scared. Oh, gosh. That's a heavy comment. Thank you. I very much appreciate the better camera resolution. It really makes a difference for documents and videos. Love you. I know. That's why I did it. That was by far my favorite opening statement of all time, Baron. You're very extremely necessary in this fight. God bless you and your family. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful opening statement. My kids have been out of the nest a few years, and I have so many memories of stressful homework nights, friends over, and travel ball. Loved every minute. Yeah, I mean, they're great. The minutes you spend with your kids are fantastic. And thank you truly for the opening statement. Mom of 3, always too busy to appreciate the present. This stopped me in my tracks. Biggest fan from Petaluma, California. Christ is king indeed. St. Simon's Island, Georgia is next to the infamous Jekyll Island, Georgia, where the Federal Reserve was clandestinely conceived around 1913. Around 1913, excuse me. It was late December 1913. I want to say like December 23rd. 22nd, maybe? Around 1913. That's a watermark date in history. Was the creature from Jekyll Island lurking around St. Simon's. Yeah. Oh, we got some gems. Guys, we've reached the end of another high-quality outfit, high-quality episode. I appreciate you guys for being here. I genuinely do. I didn't mean to make people cry with the opening statement, though I'll admit I got misty-eyed and had to stop a few times writing it. So I understand. It convicted me as much as it may have convicted some of you. I'll be back tomorrow, I think. I've got a meeting in the morning, very important meeting in the morning. And I don't anticipate it will take all day. But on the off chance it does, I'll let you know I'm not going to be here. But I should be here tomorrow evening. Probably around 4 or 5, maybe 6 at the latest. But I should be back tomorrow. And boy, things are still moving very fast. Very, very fast. And as things get nailed down and things get confirmed, it could be game-changing stuff coming up soon. So stay tuned. Keep your ears and eyes wide open and ready to see and hear all that is shared here in the near future. Oh, sorry. Someone asked for you to post live chat posting after. Should be posted. Hold on, let me check real fast. Good call. I can check real quick. Yeah, it should be up. I mean, it should be up. It might have to process before it goes up, but it should eventually come up. Again, the processing, by the time they add the chat and the transcript and the closed captioning, sometimes takes several hours. We have nothing to do with that. It takes me about an hour after the show to get done with everything YouTube needs, and then they take it from there, and it takes them several hours to get everything they need done. But I'll be back. If not tomorrow, I'll be back Sunday. But I should be back tomorrow. In the meantime, my friends, Jesus loves you. The author of time. Take advantage of it. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.